The following program is rated TV MA-LSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
They gave me my theme music!
This is a Planet Fanatics production.
What is up and what is going on, fellow fanatics? Appreciate all of you guys being here on kind of what I kind of talked about was going to be a new time that we're doing going to be doing our streams and things for now on, kind of starting a little earlier. I will still be live this evening with Marcus and Chill for our Pantheon stream, but I definitely wanted to get in here and just kind of hang out with you guys, talk about a few things that are going on. And Liam, it's definitely, this is kind of going to be the new time for streams around this time, between that, between 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Normally going to be starting at 3 Central Standard Time is when I'm going to start doing the streams for now on. Like I said, I'm still live this evening with Chill and Marcus for the Pantheon stream. But I did want to jump in here and kind of talk to you guys about some of the things that are going on in the news. Definitely watch the Daredevil trailer with you guys. I tried to hold off and not watch it because I was supposed to stream last night, but that was a disaster last night. Last night, as I was coming home to stream, I had stopped and got food, and I had Capone with me because he had to go to he had a doctor's appointment. So I left him in the car so I could run to the convenience store and grab something to drink, and came back and he ate all of my food. So that was a complete disaster last night. I was beyond pissed. So I had to drive all over to try to find another Mexican restaurant that was closer to my house. As you know, I moved and I do not live in the same town. So I'm still mapping out where everything is in this town and all that type of shit. So last night was a disaster. So that's why I did not stream last night. But like I said, new time, new stream, new everything. Definitely want to be so much more professional around here going into this new year. I don't think I really got to touch on it. So if you were here when I kind of talked about it the last stream, cool. If not, then I'll kind of go over it again. Like I said, wanted to be a lot more professional this year with a lot of things on the YouTube channel. Got a lot of cool things coming, not just with myself, but collaborating with Chill. You know, Chill and I have become really good friends over the past few years that I've known him, meeting him through Recast and also with Marcus. So I appreciate the both of them and all my other friends that I have made through either the Recast movement, this community, you guys. I love every single one of you. I appreciate every single one of you always being here and showing up for me and things like that. So I just there's a bunch of different things I want to do this year. And I know I've said that in the past, but this is a little bit different. Work has always gotten in the way in the past, and now I do not have that issue. I am working for myself, and I'm wanting to make YouTube honestly the thing that I do. So now that I am working for myself and I'm not tied down to a certain schedule or anything like that, I can get in here and put the emphasis on YouTube that I want to put in. I can get in here and edit videos. I can get in here and do all the things I want to do to eventually try to make this the job, what I'm doing, to just come on, talk about, news all the time, reacting to things, just really homing in on what I want to do. So, and I spread those positive vibes out to every single one of you in 2025 too. I think this is the year of going after what you want to do. I know, we've seen people in the past, within these past few years due to social media going after what they want to do. But I really, truly believe if you've got something you want to do in 2025, I'm spreading those vibes to you. Go out and get that thing done. Don't sit on it. Don't hesitate. Go out and get it done. I'm getting done what I did to be self-employed was a big step for me, and a scary step. But at the same time, I trust myself. I trust in my Heavenly Father, and I know that whatever I want to do, if it works out, it works out. So again, I appreciate this community. I appreciate every single one of you. So we are going to definitely have a fantastic 2025. If you have not seen the Pantheon streams and you'd like to join the Pantheon streams, we are live every Thursday at 8:30 Central Standard Time. I don't know what time that is for them. I think it's like 9:30, 8:30 Central Standard Time. And we talk about a lot of different things. Sometimes it's on topic, sometimes it's not. So come over there and hang out with us. Appreciate all of you. Like I said, I see every single one of you. I appreciate you, Zang Beto. Appreciate you, Groovy. Appreciate you, Liam, Raptor Cloak, Ricardo, Tony, Johnny. Appreciate it. Xavier. Appreciate it. Ricardo, Sophia. Appreciate you being here. Raymond. Yes, sir. This is the new thing. Point of Beauty, I appreciate you being here. And Ricardo, Point of Beauty said, hello Darius, this is my first time saying something. Well, I appreciate you speaking in the chat. Thank you so much. Chi-Town, appreciate you being here as always. He said, hell yeah, get me through this boring ass work day. Get your dreams, brother. We here to help you build. Side note, did you read my comment I left today regarding the news from She Dreads Me? I did not. I haven't seen anything. I've been kind of trying to get some things done earlier, so this is kind of my first time really online today, so but I will check that out. Ricardo, cheers to you. Appreciate it as well. He said, always a pleasure to actually make a stream. I know, brother, it's always appreciated when you're here too. Mighty Owl said, hey buddy, let's go. Ready to get into some topics. Heck yeah, definitely got some things we got to get into, so we'll get into all of that. Sophia also said, hello, sir. This is the wife. We finally got our Marvel Comics approved. I need a P.O. box so I can send you the script. Okay. Oh, got you. If you have my Twitter, because I remember speaking about all of this quite some time ago and sending off some things. So if you have my Twitter, or if I need to give you my emails, tell me a way that I can DM you. And I can get you any information that you need. All right, so let's jump into this. Let's jump into what we've got going on. So let's jump into Daredevil first. Let's go ahead and do the reaction here. Okay. Let's go ahead and do the reaction here to this trailer. I think that this is going to be a... we'll talk about it once it's all done, but let's go ahead and jump into the trailer and I'll give you guys my thoughts.
Thank you for finding the time to be broken. The chaos must reign. Mind putting the hatchet down? I was raised to believe in grace. But I was also raised to believe in retribution.
Yeah, this is great. This is fantastic. When I saw this trailer yesterday, I said that this is fantastic. This is what Marvel needs to be doing, and it caused excitement online. This is the things I always look for when we talk about these shows, when we talk about Disney Plus shows, or we talk about, any show, movies or whatever. I'm looking at the conversation online. Is it sparking conversation? Are people excited? What is the tonally? What are people feeling? And the tone for Daredevil Born Again, from what I've seen online, is people are pretty excited for this. People have already, outside of what, if you don't know about what's going on with Daredevil, the theories that people have started crafting together, people are having conversations about that, the fan experience of what this is going to be, the mature level of content that this is giving. It's like they're picking up right where they left off with the Netflix series, and I really love that they are. Obviously, we're going to get into this really quickly because this is old, but this was original. If you remember, Daredevil was not going to be what we just watched on screen. Daredevil was going to be something completely different. This was back when Marvel was not using showrunners for their Disney Plus shows for whatever reason. They were just letting the directors go in and run the entire show without any showrunners on the show. And they realized, okay, well, you cannot just do a film or I'm sorry, a TV show and shoot it like a film and cut it up into, a 4-hour film and cut it up into 6 different episodes. So they had to go and get showrunners. So now they finally got showrunners. We're starting to see a different tone in what Marvel is doing. That's why they completely scrapped and cut everything that they were doing. Not only that, Kevin Feige went in and saw what they were doing with Daredevil Born Again originally and said scrap everything because it was just so bad. I believe there were going to be 3 to 4 episodes or something like that where we weren't going to see Matt in the suit at all. He was just going to be, it was going to be a typical Disney Plus Marvel show. Like, when did we see Moon Knight eventually, become Moon Knight? When did we see, any of the characters that we've seen in, like at the end of WandaVision, she finally becomes a Scarlet Witch. At the end of Agatha, we see Agatha get her powers back. We see Wiccan get his powers. At the end of Ms. Marvel, I believe we saw her actually come into being Kamala. Just all the, the typical Disney Plus formula. And with that typical formula that we've gotten with that, they saw that with Daredevil Born Again, and thank God they changed it completely. So not only did they change Daredevil Born Again, I think that this is going to be one of Marvel's biggest shows. We have a lot coming out from Marvel in 2025. And with this coming out March 4th, we've got, I've seen people online saying, well, it might not do that well because you got to remember that Captain America 4, or I'm sorry. People have been saying that Cap 4 may not be doing that well because you've got, because of, let me rephrase that. People were saying Daredevil Born Again may not do that well because of what Cap 4 may do. And I disagree with that. I disagree because this comes right after Captain America 4 comes out. This comes March 4th. I think Captain America 4, again, I think it's going to be good. I don't after, and we'll get to that in a minute, after being reshot many times. I just, there's so much going on with Captain America. I think anyway, this is coming out March 4th. A lot of people aren't going to have a lot of time to really, and I don't think a lot of people are going to be going, but have a lot of time to harp and think about Captain America 4, let alone care going into Captain America 4. Daredevil already has an established audience. Daredevil already has an established 3 seasons before this. Not only does it have an established 3 seasons, we've seen Daredevil throughout the MCU so far. I know we saw him in She-Hulk, and that was absolutely terrible what we saw in She-Hulk. But what we saw of him in Spider-Man, very small, but it meant something. I mean, I remember sitting in the theater when he showed up on screen, the crowd went crazy because we knew Matt Murdock from the Netflix stuff. So since this is going to basically be a season 4 of what we saw in Netflix, Vincent D'Onofrio been hyping this up and everything that we've been seeing. I really think that this is going to be one of Marvel's hit shows. I really think this is going to be a show that they are going to, if done correctly, if and what we've seen in that trailer, I believe done correctly, what we've seen from behind the scenes, hearing from Charlie Cox, hearing from Vincent D'Onofrio, knowing that the Punisher is going to be in this, knowing that they pulled in the Punisher writers, the original writers from the Netflix series, the showrunners from the Netflix series. Like, there's so much that they put into this to get this right. And if the audience reacts to it correctly, I think we could possibly, prayerfully, see a more mature Marvel moving forward. This is what this is what I'm wanting. I don't want to speak for the audience, but this is definitely what I'm wanting. This is what I was promised in Moon Knight and I didn't get. This is what you tried to somewhat tap on and echo, but in Daredevil, I think we're actually going to get it. And we did see in, obviously, Deadpool and Wolverine, a lot of people saying, I being one of those people at the very beginning, saying, well, with it being Disney, is it going to be Disneyfied? And Ryan Reynolds came out and assured us from the very get-go that it was not going to be a Disney version of Deadpool. So we've already seen how Disney handles rated R. More mature content, rather. This is going to probably be, TVMA? So with that being that, I think we could possibly prayerfully see more of that mature content moving forward with Marvel. This is what I want to see. I would like to think, just from scaring online and seeing what people are saying, they feel the same way. People want to see a more mature Marvel. I'm not wanting to see the shit we saw in She-Hulk, the shit we saw in Ms. Marvel, the shit we saw in Falcon and the Winter, any of that. I'm wanting to see good Marvel content. So I think that they're on the right track with this, especially from what we saw in that trailer. Obviously, Muse, touching on Muse too, seeing Muse in this, seeing Muse for the first time, Muse coming from the Charlie Soules comic run, which is a comic run, which is a villain from Daredevil's background, from his rogues gallery that doesn't have a lot of background on him, doesn't have a whole lot of context to Muse outside of what you see in the Charlie Soules run. So they haven't really built on his background in the comics like that. So that gives the writers of Daredevil a little free room to work with Muse and do whatever they want to do with him. From what we've seen, and if you don't know, Muse is one of those villains that is you got to do Muse. It has to be rated R. It's got to be TVMA. He's going to be cutting people's bodies apart and using body parts as art, and a lot of blood is going to be involved. Muse is that type of villain. So I'm very interested to see what is going on there. Very interested to see what's going on with Kingpin and Daredevil as well. So excited for that. But really, what they talk about on this part here is just that what it was originally going to be. It said that we have another minor update to share with you today regarding the Daredevil Born Again, expected to keep amid a massive creative shakeup. While you might be hoping Foggy gets a second chance at life because this was a question that everybody was asking, was Foggy going to be alive? And obviously we see he is. It said that the most likely situation is that they are leaving the first couple of episodes intact with some new episodes to get Matt into the costume earlier. So originally, as I told you, he was not going to be in the costume for like 3 to 4, 5 episodes. I think in this one, in the new rewritten version of the show, he's going to be in the he should jump into it at the end of the first episode. I think I don't think that they're going to make us go forever without seeing him jump into the costume and seeing him actually be Daredevil, because originally this was going to be him trying to fight his way back into being Daredevil, being depressed over what happened to Foggy, being all these different things, and then episode 9 becoming Daredevil. So it would have been the typical Disney Plus formula. But like I said, let me know what you guys are thinking about Daredevil down below in the comments. Are you excited for it? What did you think of the trailer? Did you think that Marvel actually nailed this with the trailer? Did it get you excited? Did it move the needle for you in any type of way? If you've not seen the Netflix show, I highly, highly, highly suggest you go and binge that before March 4th. Every single episode is on Disney Plus, so you can watch that on Disney Plus and then get caught up, because like I said, this is a season 4. They are picking up where they left off. So let me know what you guys thought about that down below. Let's see. Let's see. We'll start with Jalen said, yes, Daredevil, it's going to be promising. I believe so. Black Claw, appreciate you being here as well. I believe it is going to be. Johnny Washington said the show looks like it's peak. Yes. Ricardo said, not a Daredevil fan, and this show still looks badass to me. Yeah, bro, that's what I said. Like, I'm not the biggest Daredevil fan either. I'm not about to sit here and pretend like I know every single thing about Daredevil or I'm the biggest Daredevil fan like that. I'm not at all. My first introduction to Daredevil was the Marvel Legends, the original Marvel Legends, before the older ones that I grew up on. Marvel Legends used to pack comics with a comic of that character with every purchase, and so that was my first introduction to Daredevil. I had the comic that came with him, and then obviously the action figure. So from there, interested enough to want to see more, but not the biggest Daredevil fan like that. So this though, and I love the Netflix show, but this though does look really, really good. Xavier said, I need this show to go hard R like the Netflix stays. Time will tell under the Mouse House. Yeah, like I said, I think they tested that honestly with Deadpool and Wolverine, and with it being the success that Deadpool and Wolverine is, I hopefully, again, if the audience reacts well to this, and I believe they will, Marvel will signal something to them like, hey, we got to stop with this bullshit that we've been doing on Disney Plus. Again, not having showrunners is completely insane, and I think that has a lot to do with it too. Trying to make a 6-episode series, a 5-hour movie, and then just cut it up into episodes. Like that's why the episodes and these shows were moving and progressing like a fucking movie. We were watching a movie week to week because no showrunners. Just simple, like it's crazy. I read this whole article on that that was put out. Insane. No showrunners. Let's see. Black Moonhawk said, "Hey Darius, I want to get your opinion about the actor named Martin Bob Simple as T'Challa." I'll have to look it up when I get to the T'Challa part, because I'm going to give my top 5 picks of who I would cast as T'Challa, recast as T'Challa. So I'll get to that, and I'll pull that up then. Let's see. Raymond said, "So I'm the only one who ain't like the trailer." You didn't like that trailer? Raymond, did you not like the trailer because you're just not in a good spot with Marvel currently? Because that was one of the best things that they've put out in a long time, trailer wise. That was really good. Thought that was really well done. Let's see. Kevin Davis said Marvel Studios is for kids now. I don't know. Like I said, with that Daredevil trailer, things could be shifting, and it all really hinges. I know some people have said online that it all starts here with Captain America. I don't agree with that. It does not start with Captain America. Captain America, once I get that's the next topic. It's a film that we just need to get through. We have to get through to get to the good shit. That's it. I don't feel like Captain America has any consequences at all. It doesn't. And like I said, we'll get to it. Raymond said Martin Bob's Simple is way too young. I don't know. Do I need to look up this person now? I don't know who that is. Kevin said Star Wars or Marvel Studios going stay family friendly. Oh, Star Wars is beyond repair. Oh. That actually is the next topic, is Star Wars. So let us go ahead and segue. And I'm not going to be long because everybody knows that I'm a Star Wars fan. And when I get going on Star Wars, I'm not going there. I'm not going down any rabbit holes. I'm simply going to read the article, report on it, give my thoughts, check into the comments. We'll move on. I promise you we're not about to be here all day. But it is something that has to be discussed. So, we'll just go ahead and we'll start here. This is coming from comicbook.com, and they are reporting on rumor Ewan McGregor will reportedly reprise his iconic role as Obi-Wan Kenobi in Ahsoka Season 2. Now, before I jump into the article, and again, I promise you I'm not doing this. I'm not. What do I always say when we talk about Star Wars? It's a nostalgia grab with Lucasfilm. They cannot get away from the Clone Wars. Now, does this excite me? No. But yeah, in a way, I'm 50-50 on it. I'm 50-50 on it because, again, Attack of the Clones was introduced in 2002. Since 2002, we have been in the Clone Wars. They refused to divert to a different war, and there are plenty of wars that they could use. So anyway, I digress. Yes and no. This is a nostalgia grab, but sure, I do want to see Ewan McGregor in the Clone Wars armor. Sure. It says earlier this week we learned that the Game of Thrones star Rory McCann will take over from the late Ray Stevens. Oh yes, that's the dude that the Hound. I will see how that goes. I do think that. I thought there might have been others. I was never on my radar for this, but we'll see how that goes. As Baylan Skoll in Ahsoka Season 2, if the casting is starting to come together, then work on the Star Wars TV series must now be well underway. And then it goes on to say the first batch of episodes ended on a huge cliffhanger with Grand Admiral Thrawn return, blah, 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 blah. We all know how it went. So I'm just going to jump down to what was reported here. It probably won't surprise you that according to Kristen Harloff, Hayden Christensen is expected to have a pretty big role in Ahsoka Season 2. The Insider also reveals that Ariana Greenblatt will return as the young Ahsoka, but in the biggest news is Ewan McGregor will reprise his role as Obi-Wan Kenobi. While the Force Ghost appearance is possible, Greenblatt's presence suggests we're getting more flashbacks to events of the Clone Wars. Now, again, that's cool. It could be stuff we've already seen within the Clone Wars, or it could be different. The flashbacks we had in Ahsoka season 2 were battles we saw, but different perspectives of those battles. So it could be something like that again. Star Wars is always giving us different perspectives of different battles. What was season 7 of Clone Wars? It was Order 66 from Ahsoka's perspective, Order 66 from Darth Maul's perspective. While Ahsoka's literally talking to Darth Maul, Anakin is literally being turned to the dark side by Palpatine. So it's rhythm, it rhymes, it's poetry. It's supposed to be like that. We even saw it in Tales of the Jedi with Dooku. While Dooku is on Naboo, we literally know that Maul is killing, or while Dooku is on Coruscant, Maul just killed his apprentice Qui-Gon on Naboo, and we see the parallels. We see how Dooku reacts to that. We see how he, went into the Jedi archives that we only heard about in Episode 2, but going into the archives, erasing the deals with Camino and everything about Cypher Diaz. So it's poetry. It's supposed to rhyme. It's great. But again, it's just nostalgia grabbing. Then they go on to say, after all, many of the fans tuning into Ahsoka won't necessarily be familiar with the animated adventures that played out in Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels. With the events of those shows so key to this story, Filoni must find a way to ensure his deep dive into franchise lore makes sense for everyone, and that is the thing. I mean, that's the thing with Star Wars. If you're not paying attention to everything, you can sometimes be lost. So yeah, and then it says, talking at the Star Wars Skeleton Crew premiere at the Disneyland last month, Filoni shared an exciting update about the work progressing on Ahsoka Season 2. He said, "I'm so well into that as well. I've been writing, and I'm still the single writer on it." So he's the only person writing on Ahsoka, and I love Dave. I love Dave. Dave's writing is just akin to George's sometimes. It's just very slow burn. We'll get there. And so I've been enjoying doing that, but it's challenging, of course, and working some of these acts through has been challenging in making sure it's going to come out the way I think is exciting for fans. I know that they're interested in where some of the things I've developed in season 1 are going. Filoni continued, "I'm pretty happy with it. Love working with Rosario Dawson, so can't wait to get back to that." Anyway, so that's one of the more positive pieces of news. I guess you could say it's positive. There were people that were, excited for it. I mean, as a Star Wars fan, yes, I'm excited for it as well. Getting to see some of these characters back in the clones, getting to see Ewan McGregor in the Clone Wars armor, that's going to be dope. It's going to be iconic. It's going to be really cool to see. We've seen Hayden Christensen come back, but getting to see Hayden and Ewan on, I don't want to diminish it. Like, it's dope. Like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that when that comes on my screen, I'm not going to be that little boy Star Wars fan, and I'm not going to goo goo gaga over that. I am. It's going to be dope. But at the same time, it's just that, like, oh, okay, we're doing more Clone Wars flashbacks. Okay, so what perspective of the Clone Wars Order 66 is this? Or what? So, yeah, cool. Anyway, some people were hot on that. This is the thing that people were not hot on. And that is the news that's going on with the Mando and Grogu movie. So Christian Harloff, again, if you don't know who Christian Harloff is, he is a YouTuber. Christian covers Star Wars, Marvel, all those different things. A lot of the other YouTube creators and things like that. But he got an inside scoop that said that Imbo, the bounty hunter that we were introduced to during Clone Wars, is going to be the main villain of the MandoGroGu film. Now, I can promise you, Imbo was the last person I would have ever thought was going to be the antagonist of the MandoGroGu film. And it's not just Imbo. It's also still going to be, I forget the actor's name, that's going to be portraying Stinky, Jabba's son. They are going to be hired, I believe, if I got that correct. Let me make sure I read this correctly. According to Christian Harloff, the Clone Wars baddie will be a pretty significant part of the plot, with the movie set to feature him attempting to track down and kill and kidnapped Rhoda. Why? Never mind. Din and Grogu, meanwhile, have reportedly been hired to rescue him, revealing this movie's main conflict. So the conflict of the MandoGroGu film is not anywhere close to what I thought we were doing. I thought we were kind of gonna tie all this into some type of heir to the Empire. I mean, you've got the pieces there. I know there. You know, I mentioned the Yuuzhan Vong a lot. There are pieces there. There's evidence that shows that they are wanting to introduce the Yuuzhan Vong at some point in time. Is that within this? I don't know. You have all the pieces there to do the heir to the Empire or some form of heir to the Empire, and we're not. So I don't know. This is not what I thought we were going. Does it get me excited for the MandoGroGu film? I can't tell you that I previously was excited for the MandoGroGu film, but no, this definitely does not get me excited for the Mandalorian Grogu film. We are at a place with Star Wars that was mentioned earlier about Star Wars being friendly, kid this and kid that. We're at a place with Star Wars where it needs to be sold. Under the mouse, it's not thriving, and it's not just the mouse, it's also Kathleen Kennedy, but under the mouse it is just simply not thriving. It's not. Skeleton Crew, for I don't know who watched it. I did not watch Skeleton Crew, and I wasn't the only one. No one watched Skeleton Crew, and when I say no one, obviously that is an exaggeration, but is it really an exaggeration? It didn't even chart. I mean, Skeleton Crew, for example, from what was put out, did worse than The Acolyte, and we all know how The Acolyte did. So no one's watching Skeleton Crew. No one is talking about Star Wars. No one's having those in-depth conversations or theory crafting or doing anything like that, because why would I when this is not the things that anybody wants to see? I don't want to see the Skeleton Crew go on the field trip that whatever they just did. I don't want to see. I unfortunately did watch Acolyte, and I definitely didn't want to see that. Again, when I think Star Wars, they've got to recapture the magic, and I just don't know under that current regime that you can get back to that big space battle opera. I don't know that you can do that. They have really ran this into the ground to where you've got super fans like myself that are just not excited to even talk about Star Wars. Like this, there's nothing coming out that excites me. Like, you know, when they talk about, a Knights of the Republic series, like, okay, maybe 5-10 years ago, I would have been off the walls for that. I would have been theory crafting, making videos. Oh my God, fan casting. This person could play Revan. This person could play Malak. Oh, this person could be Basil. I do all this type of shit. I could give a flying rat's ass under the mouse who's casted as who. I don't want them to do code. I wouldn't even want them to touch it. To ruin it? No. I under Star Wars, if you are a Star Wars fan, it is a very sad time to be a Star Wars fan. I find myself watching old things. Like I said, under the mouse, I think one of the best things they've done is Rogue One. When I go back, and I just rewatched Rogue One not long ago, when I go back and I watch Rogue One, it feels like Star Wars. It feels like the magic is there. The poetry is there. It's like, yeah, I know we're still in the same era, you know, trying to get away from the Skywalker saga and all that kind of stuff. We're still in the same era, and I remember a lot of the argument being, well, it's just, we know that everybody's going to die in it. None of those people survive, but it still added an extra element to the original crawl of episode 4. It added to it. For me, I love that film, and I love that it just goes directly into 4. It's magic. It's magic. Obviously, under the mouse, they've done some other magic too. Season 7, I believe, is magic of Clone Wars. Mandalorian, season 1, magic. Season 2, obviously Luke showed up, fucking phenomenal. But we've strayed away from that. You know, the Boba Fett that we got in Mandalorian was damn sure not the Boba Fett we got in his terrible show. So this does not excite me. I told you guys I'm not going to sit and linger. I'm not going to go on it forever. This does not excite me. If it does, if you are a Star Wars fan and it excites you, then to each his own, different strokes, different folks. But it does not excite me, and I am having a very hard time purchasing a ticket for the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. And I know that these are just, Darius, you haven't seen a trailer yet. Darius, you haven't seen this yet. But if we are just simply going off, and I know Christian may not have, this is not official from Lucasfilm, Dave hasn't come out and said anything. This is just a scoop from Christian Harloff. This could be dirt shit on the ground. It could be. But in this world, let's just pretend. I'm going to run with it and say that is the plot. If that's the plot, I have a hard time purchasing a ticket for that. But like I said, question is for you. Let me know if this excites you. Let me know if you're excited for season 2 of Ahsoka. If you are a Star Wars fan, do you feel like Star Wars is just simply leaning on the nostalgia grabs when it comes to a lot of the things that they're trying to do? Or do you think that, hey, no, Darius, they're trying to still tell the Clone Wars story 24 years later? Let me know all those things down below in the comments, and we will see what you guys are talking about. Let's see. Where does it start? Scotty's, I've been saying it for 10 damn years. What's up, JD? Xavier said, I thought they would have went with Levi. So did I. But I can't wait to see what the Hound does in the role. I'm interested to see also. I'm interested to see. Officially MG said, I still hate Rosaria as Ahsoka. I'm going to be honest with you. Rosaria does not give me the... I don't mind her. I don't mind her at all. I don't, but there are moments where I'm like, eh. And I try to tell myself she's older. She's older. This is supposed to be an older Ahsoka. And so I feel you, though. I definitely feel you right there. She's so stiff when playing her. Yeah. No hate to Rosaria, though. I love her, but she's not right for this role. She's playing Ahsoka like a grandma. That's, bro. And I always try, again, I try to tell myself she's supposed to be older. She's supposed to be older. I don't know how she's supposed to be older. So, yeah, but I definitely feel you. I feel you on that shit. Scotty said, yo, isn't the Obi-Wan shit what Jason Ward was talking about? Seeing visions and interfering with the Mustafar. I'm telling you, I'm hoping, bro. That's why I said I'm cautiously optimistic going into it. I mean, I know that we just don't know what we're going to see in these flashbacks or anything like that. We don't know. In my opinion, I didn't like that Obi-Wan and Vader fought again or for the first time in the Obi-Wan show. To me, I'm not going to get into that, but I didn't. So it's a lot of changing canon, but it's always, what's that saying in Star Wars? Everything's canon until it's not. So we'll see. Scotty also said, didn't use it for season 1, so now they might. Jesus. Xavier said Yusin Vaughn would be dope to see. Would be very dope to see. Also, they're working on 2 new animated shows, so we don't know exactly what those animated shows are going to be, but they're working on that as well. Officially MG said, I love Skeleton Crew. Very good Star Wars. And again, different strokes, different folks. Oh, brother, I will never watch that. I've watched episode 1, I think. No, it's just not. It's and the numbers show that it was Xavier said KK has to go before Star Wars IP can truly get back on track. And to think, we're going to talk about this on the Pantheon, so I don't want to get into it here, but to think they just gave her an achievement award. What's the award? What's the achievement? The achievement of running this IP into the ground? Because I can't think of an achievement that she's done. Well, again, we'll talk about that tonight a little bit more, because I want to hear Marcus and Chill's thoughts on that as well. Black Moon Hawk said Martin Bob Semple is the perfect age for the role moving forward. Plus he's fresh in your face. D Sizzle said Rhoda is a deep cut left field choice, even for a Clone Wars fan. I don't get it. I don't get it. I really don't get it. And correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Again, don't want to go into that. Oh, hired by Rhoda. Okay, hired by Rhoda. Never mind. Rhoda's trying to. Is Rhoda trying to kill Mando and Grogu? Oh no, he's trying to kidnap, or he's trying to kill Rhoda. Okay, so pretty significant role with the movie set in the future. He's attempting to track down and kill the kidnapped Rhoda. Who kidnapped Rhoda? And why is Rhoda getting kidnapped? So is Rhoda still a child? Din and Grogu, meanwhile, the Clone Wars baddie will be a pretty significant role in the plot, which the movie is set to feature him attempting to track down and kill the kidnapped Rhoda. Din and Grogu, meanwhile, have reportedly been hired to rescue him. Okay, so Rhoda's just getting kidnapped again. Oh, I read this wrong. Oh, so is this the animated Clone Wars movie from '08 again? Because he's already been kidnapped once. The kid's getting kidnapped again? So that's the plot. Oh, I read that wrong. I thought Rhoda was an adult by this time. He's still a baby getting kidnapped. See, this is what I mean when I say, like, when the last time Star Wars was in theaters was 2019's Rise of Skywalker. Ugh, Jesus, in that film. And we haven't had Star Wars hasn't been in theaters since then. And their epic comeback is going to be the plot of the '08 animated Clone Wars Cartoon Network film, where this Huttlet is just going to get kidnapped again. What is the budget on this film? And I'm assuming Jabba is sending. Jabba can't send in, and this is Pat. What the fuck? I'm sorry, Jabba's dead. I'm sorry. I'm thinking Jabba because I'm thinking the '08 fucking plot that Jabba's involved in. But this in current canon timeline, Jabba would be dead. So this, I don't know. This is awful. This is awful. Who are they hired by? Who are Din and Grogu hired by? Why the fuck is Grogu not with Luke? Why is he still doing bounty hunter shit with Din? And is Grogu not gonna talk? Is he not gonna have a lightsaber? Is he not doing any that? Like, this is awful. This is awful. This is not what I expected for the MandoGroGu film when it was originally announced. This is not what I expected. So yeah, this is awful. All right. Zang Beto said the Old Republic is my favorite era, but keep Lucasfilm far from that timeline. Oh yeah, no. If I want to do anything Old Republic, I'll just go watch the KOTOR cinematics. That's cinema. That's Star Wars. For everybody that doesn't, everybody's talking about, oh yeah, Star Wars is still Star Wars. Go watch. You want to see some Star Wars? It's not even fucking. This is VF. This is fucking game effects. You want to go see some real Star Wars? Go watch the KOTOR cinematics. That shit is fire. I can watch that shit over and over and over. And what I don't understand is, why is it so hard to just do that? Like, why can't you just take that and make that? Like, I just don't get it. Like, I don't get it. It's like we get in these writers' rooms and we're like, let's do the complete opposite of just all of that. It just doesn't make sense. It's crazy to me. Xavier said, yeah, I don't see the Mando and Grogu film moving the needle all that much. No, not at all. I don't see it. I don't see it moving the needle at all, because it's just like, what are we doing? We're doing it's the '08 plot. It's the '08 plot. It's crazy. Jay said, last time I really cared for and was hyped for Star Wars was the Ahsoka show and the first 2 seasons of The Mandalorian. I honestly could care less about Skeleton Crew. Oh, brother, you're not the only one. You're not the only one. You're not the only one. And the thing is, I saw a video. Now, mind you, on my personal YouTube channel, I follow and I'm subscribed to and have been subscribed to a lot of different Star Wars channels, where they used to put out videos about a show or theory crafting about it. No one has. I saw one of the ones, only one that I follow, and that's Star Wars Meg. She is the only Star Wars content creator that I follow, and outside of Theory too, but Theories was shitting on it, to put out anything positive. Because they didn't even put out anything negative. Like there were no negative reviews. There were no reviews. Or is that, are we understanding what I'm saying? There were no reviews, which means no one gave a flying fuck to even review it negatively. Because no one watched it. When I'm thinking Star Wars, I'm not thinking a bunch of kids going on a Goonies ass field trip in space, where we're pulling on, oh, this person might be a Jedi, and oh, this might have some, like I saw on Meg's theory, she was like, oh, this could have some connections to, Grogu and him being a scarred and scorned from Order 66, and maybe that's what happened with Jude Law's character. He got a bit like, bro. Again, different strokes, different folks. If you loved it, I'm happy for you. I'm glad that it reached someone. I'm glad it reached someone. That was George's intent. As long as Star Wars is still touching the hearts of some people, hey, glad you liked it. D Stizzle said Grogu is played out like Captain Carter. I'm about sick of damn Grogu too, and I've said this. I think I said this when I was talking about the Pantheon. I'm sick of Grogu because it's like 2018 introduced to Grogu, and Grogu is still. And I don't we don't know anything about Yoda's species, but Grogu's still Goo Goo and Gaga and we don't, he's not talking. And he should have stayed with Luke, but that was another Kathleen Kennedy interference. Again, I digress. Black Moonhawk said, if he's a variant, why, we're talking about T'Challa. Scotty said, I need live action Battle of Jakku. Sure, why not? Why not? Jay said, if what the rumors say are true about Ahsoka season 2, then I'm honestly hyped for the father, son, daughter. That stuff, especially if it's going into Abeloth, that stuff I'm cool about. The Abeloth storyline. If they can get that right, then it's going to be a wild run. If they can get it right, but then it goes back to what that article was saying too. You're going to have to really dumb some of that shit down. And maybe you don't. I hope you don't dumb it down, because as a Star Wars fan that truly knows, understands the Father, the Son, the Wills, the Celestials, the Ones, all of that, Abeloth, how she was mortal, and as she was aging, she drank, I think she drank from that fountain. They gave her all that knowledge and turned her into Abeloth. She was a mortal, basically nanny for the son and the daughter, for those that don't know. And the son and the daughter loved her so much that because she aged and they didn't, she's mortal. They were, begging the father to, make her immortal like them and things like that, and blah, blah, blah. She ended up drinking from this fountain or whatever it was, I forget. And gave her all this knowledge and things and blah, 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 and turned her into Abeloth. So that would be dope. And for those that don't know what Abeloth looks like, I will let you see. Yeah, Abeloth. Now, are we going to truly get this? I think so. Obviously, seeing the what we saw at the end of season 1 with the Mortis God statues and pointing, and Balin looking in that direction, and all things maybe hinting to Abeloth, possibly so. Maybe so. It'd be really cool to see Abeloth. But I also don't know. I also want to see Luke if we're doing Abeloth. I want to see Luke if we're going to be doing Abeloth. Why is Star Wars main character not here? I don't get that. So yeah, and I get it, Mark Hamill, but the dude that plays him, even without the VF effects and things like that to make him look more like Mark Hamill, he still looks like Mark Hamill. He still looks like a young Mark Hamill. So there's no excuse to why Luke's not present. So if we're doing Abeloth, I want to see Luke as well. But this storyline, if they are going there, you're going to have to explain that to the normies out there that don't know. anything about. They're like the Mortis gods. There were people that didn't know, at the end of Ahsoka season 1 who the Mortis gods were or anything like that. So you got some explaining to do if so. Shytown said, as an extreme Star Wars casual, I just want them to go to a different galaxy, keep the Force, but don't do the Skywalker family anymore. And there are so many other Star Wars stories out there that can be used and be done without the use of the Skywalkers. But I'm saying, since we refuse to get away from the Skywalkers, where are the Skywalkers? We're in the Skywalker era with no Skywalkers except that made up Rey. Like, where are the Skywalkers? Where's Luke? Where's Mara Jade? I know Legends. Oh, Legends material. That's foreign to Disney. They don't understand it. Where are the Skywalkers? I mean, there's so much you could be doing, but we're not. So it's crazy. Official MG says Skeleton Crew is better than the Acolyte, Boba Shit, and Mandalorian season 3. Yeah, it's kid Star Wars, but John Watts ate it up. Again, it's different strokes, different folks. John Watts took what he did in like Spider-Man and Goonies. He didn't do Goonies, but just a Goonies element. And again, if you like that stuff, and I like the Goonies, I like Spider-Man, I don't want that in Star Wars, though. That's not my Star Wars. My Star Wars isn't the Spider-Man quippy jokes and like ending a scene on like some of the way scenes are ended are ways that like on a joke are the way scenes are ended on a joke in a Spider-Man film. Like that's just not I love it in Spider-Man. I love it in Marvel. In Star Wars, it's not like, there are funny moments in Star Wars. Don't get me wrong. There are but there's a certain delivery to it. And I this may not make sense the way I'm explaining it. There is a certain way that Star Wars has to be directed, that Star Wars has to be written for it to actually be that space opera. There is a reason it has standed the test of time and been one of the greatest IPs of it. And I say the greatest IP of all time. And then you sell it and you get what we're getting from it. This is, again, different strokes, different folks. Can I just show you this too? This is this was in 2005, bro. I can go to Walmart now. The shelves don't look like this. And the reason the shelves aren't looking like this, there's no Star Wars merchandise. There's no like big production, bro. Like these were at Walmart's. No big production where you've got like these big posters and because no one cares about Star Wars anymore. They don't. Kids don't care about Star Wars. What kids do you know talking about the skeleton bitches or the skeleton crew kid? No one. There's no kids talking about it because no one watched it. There are no toys or merchandise for it because it's not marketable. You can't sell it. Star Wars is in such a disarray, in such a different place. And again, different strokes, different folks. If you loved it, that's fantastic. But I think it speaks to something when there aren't conversations being had about the current shows on Star Wars. It speaks to something when there isn't even merchandise for the current shows on Star Wars. It speaks to something when Star Wars is not even topping in the top Nielsen numbers, the charts or viewingship or anything like that. It's not the Star Wars it used to be. Like you can even go to Star Wars. Let's see. Let me see. People outside of the theater. I'm trying to find. Like people were dressed up. I remember going to see even for episode 7, when we thought we weren't getting any more Star Wars at all. Going to the Warren Theater here, and the way that the Warren Theater is set up, there's the IMAX at the far end, then the theater goes all the way down to the other end. The line started at the IMAX theater, wrapped all the way down one wall, came all the way back down one wall, went all the way through the lobby, wrapped all the way back through the lobby, then went back down to the other side of the wall in the IMAX theater. People dressed up as whatever Jedi, people lightsaber fighting in the hallways, people talking that feel, that energy, that is non-existent. It is non-existent. It's not a thing. It's not. So when we talk about Star Wars and we're talking about these shows and we're talking about movies and things like that, these have to, in my opinion, have to be taken into account. It has to be. Like, people just simply don't care about Star Wars. They don't. There's no commercials. There's no nothing. There's no nothing. I truly think Episode 7, the hype around that, truly Episode 3, was really one of the last real for Star Wars, because it's dead. That is so crazy to say. That is insane. It's dead. It's dead. And if this franchise IP is ever gonna live again, it's got to get from under Kathleen and under that mouse, because they have effectively killed this franchise. And the fact that I don't even get excited as a mega Star Wars fan about any announcements is that's crazy. I'm not excited. Ewan McGregor. I'm excited, but it's like I'm not like. My reaction for the casting of Obi-Wan before I was kicked in the dick again was so much higher. Like I was like before we even found out who was who, like they just had the pictures of who was, we knew Obi-Wan was Ewan McGregor. We didn't know who Moses Ingram was. At the time I thought Moses Ingram was going to be playing a young Ahsoka. I was at the time I was like, oh my God, are we going to see this? Are we going to see that? Is this going to, I'm not doing that with Ahsoka season 2. Like, it's okay. Ewan McGregor is going to be Obi-Wan again. We'll see it happen. So yeah, I'm not there. I'm not there. Anyway, I said we weren't going to stay on Star Wars and go into these holes and rant and do all that. So I'm going to move on to the next thing. Next thing we'll move on to is going to be Captain America. All right. So Brave New World actually gave us some things here. Let's go to what I have bookmarked. We got a new TV spot for it, I believe. And never mind. I was just about to. Never mind. Let's get away from Star Wars. Oh, fuck that fucking shit. Okay. Brave New World gave us. There it is. A new TV spot or trailer or something like that. The IMAX trailer for Captain America Brave New World. Let's watch this first. Then we'll get into all the nitty gritty for it.
Sam Wilson, Steve Rogers.
I'll do my best. That's why it's yours.
The world is on the brink of war.
Adamantium have turned us against each other.
It's Captain America's job to fix that. It's my job to fix it.
I want you, Captain America, to help me rebuild the Avengers. Work with me, Sam. We'll show the world a better way forward.
There's possibility of another attack. Your inner circle's been compromised. Let me fix it.
You're not Steve Rogers. Right.
I'm not. What if it's a trap? somebody was pulling the strings on everything.
Captain America. You don't even know what this is.
You want me? Come and get me!
Somebody said Captain Panther. Oh, okay. Valentine's Day, right? Valentine's Day, February 14th, I believe, is when Captain America Brave New World comes out. The marketing, let's start there. Let's start there for the marketing. Let me pull up my notes here really quickly. Okay, so the marketing for Captain America Brave New World has been a lot of Anthony Mackie. It has been. I don't want to sit and say that they haven't been parading this nigga around, because they have been. He has definitely been out there. He is definitely doing commercials. He's definitely holding the shield. He's definitely out there promoting the shit out of Captain America Brave New World. And there's a reason, because they need all the promotion they get. I don't, and this kind of speaks to what we were just talking about with Star Wars. I don't see the conversation. I feel like we are at a place with Marvel, and I even saw this when I was in a Reddit space. Well, I was reading through some Reddit comments. I don't talk in those Reddit spaces. That shit's insane. You talk about how Twitter's insane. Those Reddit spaces are insane. I was reading through a Reddit space, and they were just people were, the conversation. This was after the Daredevil trailer. The conversation was about, like, some people were like, "Oh yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it," but more people are. I'm sorry, not the Daredevil trailer. What Daniel RPK released. He released some news about the Daredevil trailer, but in that he also released like some stuff about Doctor Strange 3, stuff about Shang-Chi 2, some other stuff, and blah 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 blah. But the conversation within that Reddit space was like, people were not. No one gave a damn. No, I'm be honest with you. People were saying they don't care about Strange Academy. People were saying they don't care. And at one point in time, we did. And I'm not going to say all of you did, because even as I remember, there were a point in time that some of you were in the comments were even saying then, I don't give a fuck about a Strange Academy or anything like that. But there were people at the time that gave a fuck about a Strange Academy. Q gave a fuck about a Strange Academy. I bet you if I was to ask Q, he doesn't give a damn. I bet you he doesn't give a damn. There were people saying it even about Shang-Chi 2. Like, the conversation wasn't, oh, we don't care about Shang-Chi because the first Shang-Chi was good. The conversation was, it's been so fucking long since the first Shang-Chi. Why then are we caring about Shang-Chi 2? I think, again, most people are where I am with it. If it doesn't, now Daredevil looks dope, I'm going to watch it. If it really doesn't deal with the multiverse, if it doesn't deal with Avengers Doomsday or Secret Wars or wrapping up this messy multiversal saga, a lot of people just don't care. I think a lot of it is inconsequential to people, like Brave New World is inconsequential. If you really, really get down to the nitty gritty, what does this film do for the multiversal saga? Nothing. It gives us Red Hulk in the MCU. It lets us know that it sets up, and spoiler alert for anybody that doesn't want spoilers, I might be diving into some of those here. It sets up, seemingly, rumored wise, it's going to set up World War Hulk with a post-credit scene not dealing with the Hulk himself, but the Sam goes to the raft, and while on the raft, Harrison Ford's Red Hulk, Thunderbolt Ross, is going to be kept at the raft, but not only just him, the leader is also going to be kept at the raft, played by Tim Blake Nelson, where Tim Blake Nelson's character tells Sam Wilson, Sam, something bigger is coming, something big is coming, and something what I don't remember the exact wording of it, but you'll see on February 14th if you stay for the post-credit scenes. That's going to be setting up World War Hulk. Other pieces setting up World War Hulk are going to take place in the Thunderbolts film, i.e. the Sentry. They're trying to build those characters out so they can have the pieces necessary to do World War Hulk. That's another topic, another time we'll get into that. But it's giving us that. It's giving us Hulk characters. It's setting up stuff for that. But what is it doing for the multiverse? What is it doing for Sam Wilson? What is it telling us? And again, it's an hour and 38 minutes. I believe it's the shortest film in the MCU. And after being shot 47 times or reshot 47 times, yeah, they cut out so much of the film. They test this thing to so many different audiences. So many different audiences came back and gave them negative review after negative review after negative review. All this could be bullshit. I just don't remember a positive review coming out about Brave New World. I don't remember one. I remember the very, very negative review that came out after that first test screening when they were talking about how the fight scene, and again, since that first test screening, it has been reshot 19 more times. So this could be bullshit now. It said that fight scene was 5 minutes between the Hulk or the Red Hulk and Sam. And it couldn't be that long. I mean, Sam is powerless. We are going in with a powerless Sam Wilson, who his only ability is going to be that he has a vibranium suit from Wakanda. Okay. Let's explain how the vibranium suits from Wakanda work. It does not work like that. Even when T'Challa got hit, he felt that shit. All right. So whenever didn't he, correct me if I'm wrong, in the first Black Panther film, when he's down on the field fighting with W'Kabi and the rest of the Border Tribe, doesn't he get the shit clocked out of him by one of those damn rhinoceroses? Rhinos? Is that not, how do you say that? How is that plural? Rhinoceroses? Rhinos? By one of those rhinos? Does he not get the shit? And when he got the shit clocked out of him, he went flying, bro. Like, he still felt that shit. And that's with the heart-shaped herb. That's with superpowers, okay? Sam is a man in a vibranium suit that if he got hit, even with that vibranium suit with no superpowers, that's Sam. That was Sam's legacy right there. Because if the Red Hulk really comes down but we're suspending all belief, this is comic books, it's fake, it's not real, it's fiction, of course he's gonna survive. He's the main character of the film. He's the leader of the Avengers. He's got to assemble the Avengers, so of course he survives. It's just, it'll be whatever it's gonna be. I mean, obviously we have to. None of this is real, so you suspend belief either way. So, but it is what it is. It is what it is. This is a film, in my opinion, that we just have to get to get through. That's it. We just got to get to this film, to get through it, to get to the next shit. Because right after this, there are going to be people that may go see it. Because that's what it was I saw on Twitter. People saying, well, the people that go see this are going to be negatively bombing it. Is that going to have any result on Daredevil? Fuck no. I don't think so. And the reason I don't think so is because you already have the establishedness with Daredevil. You already have it established with Daredevil for the people that watched it on Netflix. That trailer was fire. These trailers that they've given for Brave New World have been better. That last one they gave and this one were 10 times. I will give credit where credit's due. 10 times better than that original trailer they gave us and the one before it. So it looks fine. It looks. I'm interested to see the Red Hulk. I'm interested to see exactly what how they lay out the plot. Are you going to be able to convince me and the rest of the audience that Sam Wilson is Captain America, that Sam Wilson is going to lead the Avengers? Yeah, I mean, there was some other stuff here. Hold on. This is what I was talking about for the marketing. And again, I want to make it plain. Anthony Mackie's been out here. The brother's been out here. But when it comes to like these posters they're doing, it ain't got shit to do with Sam. Sure. But when you look at the shield, who do you think of? Who do you think of? When you see that shield, do you think Sam Wilson? Do you think... No. And if you say Sam Wilson, you're a fucking liar. No one believes you. You don't think Sam Wilson when you see a shield. You just don't. You think Steve Rogers, Captain America. So the marketing is still not Anthony Mackie, Sam related. They're marketing the Hulk. They're marketing the Red Hulk. So yeah, I mean, and then like this was the newer poster they had put. One of the newer posters they put out. I actually like this one. This one wasn't bad. And then there was this. Again.
Hey everyone.
So this is the marketing. Like Anthony Mackie's out there. He is out there. And y'all know I'm not a Mackie fan, but the brother's out there.
I'm Anthony Mackie, and I'm coming to you live with an important update. Junpei Mizubato will be the Japanese voice of Sam Wilson, the new Captain America. Let's hear it from the star.
Hey, y'all better put emphasis on that.
America.
Hold
Let's
on.
hear it from the new Captain America.
The new one.
Let's hear it from the star.
Gotta let all y'all know this is the new Captain America. Don't forget that shit. But when we sit down in Avengers Doomsday, if we're to believe the rumors that the Russo brothers want to bring back Chris Evans in a dual role, not just as Hydra Cap, but also as Nomad, which is just Captain America who stopped using the name Captain America, it's gonna be what do you think? What do you guys think when if that happens? Let's assume it happens and Captain Steve Rogers, Chris Evans steps next to on screen with Sam Wilson. Like, does that not? Maybe it doesn't. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Does it not diminish? I'm be honest with you. If Steve Rogers, Nomad or not, steps on screen in Avengers Doomsday, I'm immediately looking to him for what's the fucking game plan, Cap? What are we doing against a Doom? Like, what is the plan here? Because I'll tell you who I'm not looking at. I'm not turning to Sam Wilson and say, hey, brother, that vibranium suit and you being powerless, what is your game plan? So that's me.
That's me too. What's up? Thank you so much, man. Same here. You have a lot of bass, a lot of resonance to your voice.
僕は声をやらせていただくってなった時に大きなものを背負ったなと思ったんですけど、そのプレッシャーを克服するためにこういう教訓があったらとても
Okay, we're not because it's 2 minutes and 20 seconds, but I just wanted to show that Mackie is out here. They are marketing. He is trying his best. And even in China, they have not reduced the poster. This, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is the poster, one of the posters that China is also promoting. And that is the black face of Sam Wilson right there prominently on the front. So maybe China shows out and shows up for Cap. I don't know. We'll have to see. But the film is, like I said, it's going to have a runtime, and there it is on that. The film is going to have a runtime of 1 hour and 58 minutes. It is the shortest Captain America film of all time, not the shortest Marvel film. I said that earlier. It's the shortest Captain America film of all time. So 1 hour, 58 minutes. Comes out February 14th. Take your significant other if you would like. You can go and enjoy this Valentine's Day with Captain America and the Red Hulk. What a weird Valentine's Day film. Like, who at Marvel Studios said that's the film? I understand why it's coming out in February. I know why it's coming out in February. But February 14th is such a weird date. Like, fuck what you're doing. Fuck your plans. You're going to some fancy dine-in. Going out with Sam. Yeah, with Sam and Red Hulk. But let me know what you guys are thinking. Are you going to see it on the first day? Of course, I'm going to go see it. I'm going to go see it earlier in the day. I'm going to go see it like around probably 1, so that I can do my review around 3 that afternoon. I don't want to do my review late in the evenings anymore. So like I said, new schedule, new life, new time, new me. So I'm going to try to do that around 1 o'clock, and then do that review around that 3 o'clock time. So be looking for that review on February 14th. If anything else comes out about Captain America Brave New World, of course, we'll cover it. I don't know what else is going to really come out about it, but we'll see. Let me know if you guys are thinking, are you going to see it on the first day? Are you going to go see it at all? Are you going to wait for it to come to Disney Plus? Are you going to bootleg it? Can I say that? Are you convinced? Do you believe that Sam Wilson is Captain America? Let me give one more bit of positive. I bet the flight scenes where he is actually flying and fighting will be dope, because you've all been here, I've never said anything good about Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I think that show is dog shit. But the opening to Falcon and Winter Soldier, that first episode, which I think I have said before, I think I have said this before, It's the only good thing I've ever said about it. Is great. The fight scene with Batroc that he's got at the opening of the show, where he's flying as Falcon and flying in between the openings of the helicopters, taking motherfuckers out, and like that's dope. So we saw a little bit of that again in these trailers, so maybe that'll be cool. Maybe that will be cool. But again, let me know what you guys are thinking. Let's see what the comments say. Rhinoceri? I don't know, Blue. I don't know. Let's see. Okay. That's right, Raptor Cloak. Correction. My apologies for those of you that are new. Correction. Sam's power is his humanity. And it's going to take a hell of a lot of that humanity to take on Hulk. So his power is his humanity. Grand Region Thrag said, doesn't it set up X-Men? From what we know, no. At one point in time, there were Sabra was supposed to be in this. She is no longer Sabra. She is just an agent or a CIA, not Hydra, CIA Shield, something like that. But she's no longer Sabra. So they've cut out a lot. They've cut out a lot. A lot's been cut. Let's see. Okay. Andre said Cap 4 just shows us Marvel can recast characters they don't want to recast. Of course, they showed that with Harrison Ford. Raymond said, from the fans I know and casuals like my mom, I know people are just about exhausted and done with the MCU and aren't really interested in the next 3 films or even Avengers. And you know what? That is a real conversation, because I have heard people saying, I've seen, I've had conversations with casual fans, friends of mine, on Instagram or whatever, in person, wherever, where they've said they feel the same way. Like a lot of it, they just don't care about anymore. Like they care, but they don't care. Like they're not as invested as they once were. Marvel did that to themselves, though, and it's not. I've seen some people say, "Well, they should have just stopped after Infinity War. They never could have." I'm not going to say they couldn't have repeated Infinity War or anything like that, but you could have kept that. Or I'm not going to say they would have repeated Infinity War or anything like that. But what I'm saying is, you definitely could have kept that interest in, and because there were other things, if Secret Wars could have been done correctly, if Secret Invasion could have been done correctly, I mean, I don't know how you did Secret Invasion in 6 episodes, but if that shit could have been done correctly, or any of that, then we could have definitely been looking at a much different conversation surrounding these last few phases in this saga. But I think people just don't care. It's been convoluted. It's been messy. It's been you've shit on fans, like you've told yeah, it's been a lot. It's been a lot. So it's a hole that they themselves have dug, and they have to dig themselves out of it. Can they dig themselves out of it? Only time is going to tell with that one. Time is going to tell. It is an interesting conversation, though, that we're having, because if with that time, we do know this year is Fantastic Four, and that I know damn well they are putting every fucking egg they have in the basket for that one. So if in a whatever, just thinking type of world, if he was, or that film was to not do what Marvel wants it to do, and it didn't reach the Marvel, it didn't reach the Marvel standard, then what? Then do you hang it up? I mean, obviously you finish what you're doing, but then what do you do then? Because I know they're banking. It's on my most anticipated list. It is. I'm going like I want it more than I want to see Avengers. I want to see the Fantastic Four more than I want to see Avengers. Be honest with you, Avengers Doomsday is not even, I don't think, in my top 3 projects up and coming that I want to see. Like, there's other shit I want to see. So, but yeah, no, that conversation is real. It's real. World War Hulk doesn't work without the proper Planet Hulk and the Illuminati. Yeah. Like I said, they're trying to set all those pieces up. That's why the connective tissue with Thunderbolts is Sentry. They're trying to set all those pieces up, but you're still not going to have that, because you don't have, like you said, the Illuminati, and you don't have the proper Planet Hulk set up at all. at all. So, but it's obviously it's going to be the MCU's version of World War Hulk. So it's going to be completely different. And right now, I think it's rumored to be somewhat of a, I don't believe this at all. I don't believe this, but a Battle World film. I don't believe that they're setting, I don't know. They're saying it's supposed to be coming in between those films, though. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't see how that happens, but we'll see. Let's see. Blues House said, I don't give two shits about the multiverse. Then he said, give me some good stories and characters that push the MCU forward. If this is an added story to the future, I'm good. But this cap looks iffy. Well, this cap, we'll see. We'll see exactly what this cap is going to give us. Like I said, Brave New World for me is just I just need to get through it. I'll get to Daredevil in March. January, February, March, April, May. Thunderbolts in May. I don't know what comes out in June, but I know Fantastic Four comes out in July, and that's what I want to see. So we'll see. But like I said, no one. I'm very interested to see what the numbers are going to be for Brave New World. Jedi Mike said, but he also has the heart-shaped herb. Who? Sam? Which practically makes him a superhero, a super soldier. I like Sam. Sam does not have the heart-shaped herb. I'm going to kind of correct me if I'm wrong. Again, in Black Panther 1, Killmonger burned all the heart-shaped herbs. They had that one left that Nakia took back to the back to M'Baku, where they had T'Challa, where they gave him the heart-shaped herb, where he then, as you can see, I am not dead, came back, blah, blah, blah. Then in the second one, the whole issue as to the reason they did not have a Black Panther was because they didn't have any heart-shaped herbs, correct? And then wasn't it Shuri that manufactured or created one in her science lab? So where Sam would have gotten one is beyond me, and where they would have shown that in the MCU is also beyond me, because I have not seen that. Sam is powerless. Sam is a regular schmegular man in a vibranium suit that does not really make sense, because also, correct me if I'm wrong, did Wakanda not come in Falcon and Winter Soldier and basically do him like T.I. did Nunu and ATL and snatch that shit back and say, give me back my chain? Like, did they not take that shit back from him? Like, wasn't that the whole point? Because he's a part of the government now, and since he aligned himself with the government, they were like, no. Like, was that not the opening of one of the opening parts outside of that fucking funeral of Wakanda Forever? Of Queen Ramonda in the UN, talking to the UN, talking about how you're trying to steal by... Maybe this is why Marvel fans, casuals, don't care anymore, because it's all like, oh, am I wrong? Am I wrong on that? Is that not all right? Ironheart comes out in June. That's right, Liam. Ironheart is in June. Yeah, Blue said they snatched it back from Riri too. Yeah. So, yeah, I thought so. I thought so. Anyway, let me see. But if he does that, I've said that's what they need to do with him. I'm not giving him the heart-shaped herb, but they need to give him powers. They need to give him powers for sure. Where was I at? It's on Jedi Mike, but I don't remember where yours was. Okay, I see. Grace said, but what about his humanity as a superpower? D Sizzle said, I want to see Worldbreaker Hulk pull up to the X-Mansion, lay the smackdown on the X-Men. Yeah, it's another element that a big element of that you don't have is the X-Men. Dre said it's a bridge film. Yeah, that's what we've heard, but I don't. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. I just don't know that they're fitting that into that very, very, very busy schedule, because you're already cramming it in to tell Secret Wars in 2 hours, 3 hours at the most, probably. And I don't even know how you're doing that. I mean, but like She Dreads Me said during our last stream, Tina, they did Civil War in 2 hours, and it's one of the best MCU films in my opinion. So hey, we'll see. And it's the Russos, so we'll see. Point of Beauty said, my daughter thinks they will surprise us with Sam taking the serum or being forced to. Maybe they do. Maybe because he has to have something outside of the vibranium suit, because even with that, he's really gonna feel that shit. I mean, again, suspend belief, it's fake, but yeah. Brian Fisher said, we might just have to live with the fact that we ain't getting shit good until Daredevil. Jury's still out. I'm not going to completely say that this is not going to be a good film. I'm just saying it's been reshot numerous times, and nobody that has seen it has said it's a good film. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's not a good film. I haven't seen it yet. People that have seen it have said it's not a good film, but we'll see. Stamina said, Red Hulk is pulling punches. The Rhino didn't. Ross ain't really trying to put a hurting on Captain Africa American. America. Red Hulk looks dope. He looks great. They really put in on the effects there. This shit is just crazy, bro. But they really put on the effects here on him. He looks great. Harrison Ford's likeness on it looks great too. So I'm excited to see him Hulk out. That I do want to see, because we haven't seen a Hulk actually Hulk out since what? When's the last time Hulk? In the beginning of Infinity War. That's the last time we saw Hulk. Dre said most likely a one and done for Sam as the lead. Well, probably, maybe he definitely has to be the lead for Avengers. Like we not setting him up as Captain America? Is he not going to be the leader of the Avengers in Doomsday, in Secret Wars? I mean, we don't even know how they're doing Secret Wars, but anyway, we'll see. I don't know. It's Cap. Thought he had to be the leader. Johnny said, to be honest, we could say the same thing about Batman. How could he survive from a full power? I'll get to that. Full power punch from Superman and Darkseid. He's just a man in a suit and the bat suit not made of vibranium. That's true. The bat suit is not made of vibranium, but the difference is with Batman. One, that was already pre-established in who Batman was. Batman was written to be that character. That's what's intriguing about Batman to me. It's one of the reasons why he's one of my favorite DC characters, because he is a man amongst gods that is still holding his own in these epic battles, and they're going into different universes. Mind you, in a different universe, he is still just a billionaire, regular smegular man holding his own, but that's been who Batman was. He was established as that. What Bruce Wayne went through, him watching his parents get killed. I'm not saying that him watching his parents get killed and everything like that automatically puts him up against someone like Darkseid or anything like that. But we've seen even in animated form, when Batman goes up against Darkseid's forces, he still was, throwing his little bat rings and shit like that at them, but Darkseid's forces still overcame Batman, still fucked Batman up. So he's still getting fucked up in situations, but Batman, unlike Sam Wilson, is a fucking genius. And on top of him being a genius, he has prepared and planned for every scenario that there is. He has a contingency plan for everyone a part of the Justice League. If Green Lantern goes rogue, I'm gonna fuck you up. If Superman goes rogue, I know what I'm gonna do to fuck you up. We've even seen that in animated form, and so I don't really, because I've seen that comparison before. I don't like the comparison to Bruce and Sam. To me, Bruce and Sam, apples and oranges, two completely different characters, and one was established that way and the other was not. Let's see who was next on there. I'm gonna scroll down a little bit because there's a lot on there. So I'm gonna scroll down a little. Dan the Man said, I didn't mind the game change in Phase 4, nor did I mind the standalone stories. For me, it's the not following up with the individual stories for years. Yeah, that too. It's like they just really let a lot go. Really let a lot go. I'm gonna scroll down some more because, like I said, there's a lot. Johnny Morrison said, I love Batman, don't get me wrong, but his character is all plot armor. That is true. It is definitely plot armor. It's definitely plot armor. But I see where you're coming from. Yeah, it's definitely plot armor. That is damn true. It's for sure plot armor, because there are definitely situations, like I said, these multiversal situations when they're dealing with different like beings like Darkseid, where I appreciate in the animated films how they still have Batman, like, you know, getting a few punches in on some of the why am I blanking on Darkseid's minions? What are they called? Fuck, it's right on the tip of my tongue. Somebody throw it in the chat. When he was still fighting some of them off, I appreciate the fact that he was still getting punches in, but I also appreciate the fact that they took him out expeditiously afterwards. Like, it's like, no, you saw Batman fall before you saw Shazam fall, before you saw Wonder Woman fall, before you saw Kal-El fall. So I appreciate the fact they were like, okay, yeah, let's give Bats his respect here, but at the same time, these are parademons. Thank you, Raptor Cloak. These are aliens. These are different. This is a completely different ball game. This is not the Joker. This is not the Riddler. This ain't fucking Cobblepots. This is Darkseid. So yeah, I agree though. Definitely plot armor. All right. Brian said, do you think they will bring back Civil War style for Winter Soldier? Style for either one of those styles for Brave New World? That's what they've said. They've said that they have tapped into Winter Soldier vibes. They said it's supposed to be a paranoid thriller. So we'll see. We'll see. All right, we'll move here to the next thing. The next thing we're going to go into is Fantastic Four. So the Fantastic Four, this one's kind of quick. The Fantastic Four official trailer is rumored to be at SDCC. But what I'm thinking, there are some people, I don't think this at all. Some people think that we're going to get it ahead of Brave New World. No. I definitely don't think that. I think it's way too early for a Fantastic Four trailer. I don't think they're exactly ready unless they are using, and this is rumored, that they are going to just use the trailer footage that they showed at SDCC from this past SDCC, where they showed the pictures from this trailer. That really didn't show much. It just showed Reed with the Future Foundation. It showed Galactus peering into what might have been the Baxter Building. It showed Sue and Reed here. It showed Ben Grimm on a dating show, a silhouette of Ben Grimm. They didn't have, actually showing him in his rock form, but it definitely showed some things. It didn't show anything really at all. It showed the futuristic city. So it didn't, New York, it didn't show really too much of anything. But some people are thinking that is going to be the trailer that they show. So Beyond the Reporter had put out that Fantastic Four Steps first trailer will be released between February 9th and 12th. I just don't believe that. I just don't. And again, unless it's this. He said, I heard rumored that the trailer will be the same trailer that's leaked during D23 with new scenes. So if it is just this, then okay, that's going to be their first trailer. And if that's their first trailer, I'm going to be honest with you. I need sound effects, because I would give the wonk wonk sound effect, because as I'm very much anticipating Fantastic Four. I really am. They have, from my understanding, they have really put their foot in this. We have not heard anything negative about Fantastic Four. We have not heard about any reshoots. We haven't heard about any test screenings, or if they've even done any test screenings yet, that have gone, terribly wrong, or people coming out saying, no, same phase 4, 5, BS. Nothing negative has come out about the Fantastic Four. And they finished shooting a while ago. So hopefully They understand that. But also, if you put out that as the first trailer, I don't think that that's a good idea at all. The people that were at the D23 celebration that saw it said it was a good. Sure, it just looked like it was fun. It was cool. It showed Galactus. If you got to see it when they first put it online, I did see it. I don't think we can show it because they'll strike it. It ain't no first trailer. It ain't no first trailer. It's a fun, yay, at Comic-Con or D23, here's the Fantastic Four, what we're working on. It's fun for that shit. It's fun for if you're there. But if I'm in the theater or sitting at home or whatever, and you play that in front of Brave New World, and then I watch Brave New World, I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think that's a recipe for success at all. I think what they need to do is they need to keep that at home, and they need to retool a different trailer. And I, like I said, I still don't believe that they are going to put this out between the 9th and the 12th or Valentine's Day. But if they do, oh my gosh, that's not, I don't think that's the way that you need to introduce the Fantastic Four in a first trailer. I just do not. So I was on Charles Murphy, or actually it wasn't Charles Murphy. I don't remember what article it was. I didn't save the article, but there was an article that was done where they were talking about things that we need to see in the first trailer. And some of those things that they were saying were, we need to see Johnny. I don't need to see him, going full on, but flame on. I need to see Johnny. We need to see something imposing of Galactus, like what they showed in that little thing right there where he was peering through the Baxter building. Okay, keep that. That I don't need to see Galactus entirely, but how massive he looked in that from peering into the building. Yeah, I would definitely put that in the trailer. Show something with Sue. Whatever the threat may be, I need to see what the effects look like with Mr. Fantastic, even Ben, and none of that is in that. None of that is in that, and I don't think that that's what you don't do that. So this is what the Direct put out. They said Fantastic Four 2025 movie release first official concept trailer at SDCC, and there was I thought I put out another thing too, but no, that's not the one I wanted to read. I will come down here, though, on this part. It says, what will the Fantastic Four first? Because the article I had was what we know, everything we know so far about the Fantastic Four. But this says, what will Fantastic Four first steps be about? It's becoming clear, and this was in July, so we know more than we knew in July. It's becoming clear with every continued look at the Fantastic Four first steps that this will, at least in part, adapt the beloved comic arc, The Coming of Galactus. Not only will both Galactus and a version of Silver Surfer appear, but it sets up the movie. But the setup of the movie alternate universe provides a lot more room for the sandbox for Marvel to play in. In the comics, this is the 3-issue story about how the Devourer of Worlds has chosen Earth as its next meal. The Fantastic Four learn of his plans and, with the help of the Silver Surfer, threaten Galactus with a device called the Ultimate Nullifier, which is supposed to be in this. Again, the Ultimate Nullifier is supposed to be in the film, scaring him away. What is practically interesting in this case is the fact that Fantastic Four First Steps takes place in an alternate universe. It's possibly the first Fantastic Four, or it's possible that the Fantastic Four could actually lose and end up, they are going to lose. Oops, I'm sorry. That's a spoiler. That could be wrong too. I don't know. End up being transported to the MCU as a last-ditch effort at survival, or not. This is all speculation. Yeah, grain of salt. We don't know. We don't know shit. As the coming of Galactus is such an iconic piece of Fantastic Four lore, though, it would be a really solid start pointing to bring new fans into the stories as they join the MCU proper. So, spoiler alert, I will say that before I go into that here for the Fantastic Four. Obviously, we know more about it. We know that Franklin is going to play a major part in the film. We know that Galactus is coming to the Earth that they are on, the universe they are in, because of Franklin. We know that this is not the first time the team has fought Galactus. Also, we're supposed to see the team, a montage maybe of the team going through fighting some of their other villains like Mole Man. I know he was mentioned. So we should be possibly seeing some of those things going on. Now, there was a thing that said, I don't know if it was Daniel RPK, I think it was Jeff Snyder actually that put out that the team is going to break up within the film. And that is, again, what we're hearing. So grain of salt, rumor, we don't know. But the team is going to break up, and the team is going to break up because of Reed Richards. If you remember a while back, I had reported, and I didn't report it. I had reported it from someone who reported it as a scoop, that Reed is the real villain of the film. And the reason the team breaks up is because they find out that whatever universe they're in is not really where they're from. The team is actually going to be from, or supposedly, again, grain of salt, we don't know, and I could be getting this part wrong. I believe they are actually from the MCU proper, or the proper timeline, but something had happened to where Reed had took the team and they don't know or have no memory of it or something like that. And I think Galactus is the one that reveals that to the team, thus them breaking up, but obviously coming back together at the end of the film. Still losing. That's why they get brought into the main timeline there. Yeah, so we do know a few other things about the film. We do know that the team is going to break up a little. And so far, if it is to be believed, the universe they're in is not really where they're from. So, and I think they are the only heroes there. I don't. This could have changed, but in the original report, they are not. They are the only heroes. And like in comics, everybody already knows who they are. They are celebrities in their universe, well known, and have again dealt with Galactus and other foes before. So we don't know. We'll see how it. We'll see how it goes. D Sizzle said, "Sounds like 610 Ultimate Reed." Yeah, well, and the Council of Reeds is rumored to. He already knows. Like Reed is rumored to already know a lot that's going on. So none of this, I think, is new to Reed. But that's typical Reed anyway, keeping things from the team, and Reed is in that gray area sometimes. So we'll see. We'll see though. We'll see. I'm excited for Fantastic Four. I do want to see this. I want to see what they're doing with Silver Surfer, Shia LaBeouf. It's not going to be Norrin Rad. And it's going to be Julia Gardner from Ozark, playing her. So we'll see. We'll see exactly how this all turns out with Fantastic Four. But again, it is on one of my most anticipated lists, and I do expect at STCC this year for them, because I believe STCC comes out happens a day before the film comes out. So I'm expecting them to probably maybe bring the team out, Pedro, Vanessa, Joseph, and what is it, Iban, and bring them out and have them talk about whatever they can talk about and things like that, and probably show something exclusive at STCC ahead of the film. And again, for those saying that they think they're going to change, I don't think they're switching that date at all. July 25th is when Fantastic Four First Steps is still supposed to hit theaters, and I don't see Marvel changing that date for Superman at all. But you guys let me know what you guys are thinking down below. Are you excited for Fantastic Four? What are you thinking about as far as like that trailer, that first trailer? Do you think if they show this, the footage from D23 as the first trailer, do you think that that's a recipe for success? I don't. Again, that's not something that's exciting like the Daredevil trailer that you just released that gets people wanting to see said show or movie. But you guys let me know down below if you're even excited or ready for the Fantastic Four. Brian said, "Do you think there will be enough build-up to make Doom like Infinity, or do you think the star power in Return of T'Challa makes up for it?" I don't know. I don't know. I really don't, because like I said, there are fans and people having conversations of it's being tired of Marvel or the MCU and different things being done and blah 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 blah. So I don't know. But we will move here to the last thing. And the last topic that I had was just on who I would cast as, and a lot of these names I've already said, but I'll go ahead and give my top 5. My 5th one is going to be a name none of you would even, you'd be like, what the fuck? I kind of gave myself a what the fuck moment, but I also said, you know, if we're just throwing names out there and we're throwing, you want somebody that's up and coming, somebody that's a fresh face, you know, that could possibly do it. Anyway, he's my he's my 5th, so it's actually, this is in no random order. This is in no order. This is not like my 1 to 5, 5 to 1. This is just, I'm just gonna throw them out there, and they're just out there. I will say this though, Aldous is still my top, and my top out of all of it. Aldous is still my top out of all of it. But well, and Damson too. It's hard between the two of them. But a point was made to me that I really didn't pay attention to in the big Black Panther stream we did with everyone. I think it was Tina that said it. She dressed me that said he gives more Prince than King T'Challa. Not the T'Challa. No one's talking about that. I'm talking about he gives more Prince T'Challa than King T'Challa, and I can yeah. Aldous actually really does. Aldous has been one of my tops, but tops on that list. But he definitely gives more Prince. Let's see. All right, no light skins. I definitely did not cast any light skins. There was John Campia who said, what's his name? How do you say the brother's name? Rajon from Bridgerton. I don't think I could say fuck no fast enough. I think again, when I say whatever, I think again, when white folks do casting for black roles, they look at all of us as we all look the same. Like, you're black, so this person, like, because realistically, and I have this conversation all the time with my godson. He's my cousin, but he's also my godson. His mother's white and he's mixed, and I tell her all the time, you know, if he gets pulled over, they're not in the real world. They're not looking at him as a mixed kid. No one's looking at him and saying, "Oh, you're a light skin." Like, if he gets pulled over, he's a nigga. He's black. Like, you're not getting treated. So, in Hollywood, though, obviously, the closer to white you can get, the more acceptable, the prettier, the whatever. We've heard the actress that plays Storm's voice talk about as the reason why Storm was so light skinned in the 90s X-Men 97, opposed to why she's more dark skinned in the 97 or X-Men 90s show opposed to X-Men 97. So anyway, yeah, but when they have these conversations, I think they think a lot of us just look alike. And so John, by no fault of his own, is a very privileged white Canadian man who, with a YouTube channel, has YouTube as his job, where, yeah, if he sees a black person, he is more than likely thinking, oh, yeah, like John says, he's a good actor. So if he's as long as he can act the part, that's good enough for me. And there's so much more to it, in my opinion, when you are casting some of these characters, especially when you're casting characters that were created for certain purposes, as T'Challa was. You need to have someone that fits the part, looks the part physically, skin tone and everything. T'Challa is from Africa, okay? He is from Africa. Why are we casting light-skinned Rajon, whoever, from Bridgerton as T'Challa? So I was just like, yeah, no, we got to stop with the light-skinned castings for T'Challa. It just brought me back to Aaron Pierre as Jon Stewart, and how that was just like, oh, okay, well, we just completely diverted from what John was and has always been in the comics. But, you know, another conversation. We've talked about that before. Aaron Pierre might do a dynamite fucking job. We'll see. But my tops, so Aldous Hodge. I've always, you guys know, I put out that video a year ago. I have talked about Aldous Hodge in other videos outside that one that was specifically for him. I think that he is the perfect. But there are other perfect ones I have too. That he is a perfect, one of the perfect fits for T'Challa. I think what he did in Black Adam gave some T'Challa vibes. Everybody was saying it then. It was giving some T'Challa vibes. Maybe that's just because we really wanted to see him as T'Challa or could see him as T'Challa. But even going back and look at some of those clips, it still gives those same vibes. I think there are moments in Cross that give those vibes. He has the look. He has expressed publicly that he would want, he said the one role that he would really want to play, he said, I want everybody to know the one role in Hollywood I really want is T'Challa. So you have someone that has already expressed that they really want it. You've got someone that has already expressed that, you know, he's read the comics. He's also expressed that he does martial arts and things like that. You get him a dialect coach and everything in there, he can get in there and do it. I think Aldous would be a very good choice. Now that's one of them. My other choice, obviously, on the screen is Damson. I think Damson would be a good one. Again, until it was pointed out, I never really looked at him as the prince type. Now, that is true. He still does give that more of the prince vibe than a king vibe. But that's not to say if you were to put on 5-10 pounds of muscle, it does change you physically, and it can change, obviously, your physique, your face a little bit, and things like that. So if he was to put on muscle, it could definitely change how he would be looked at as T'Challa. Would it give more Prince vibes? Or would it give more of the King vibes as of T'Challa? And I think that, again, he's been one of my top picks. If I had to tell you my top, you know, obviously top three, he is in that top three. It's Aldous, him, and I'll go ahead and get my next one. That's Trevante Rhodes. I don't think he's on here. Yolan is, but I don't think he is. So let me pull him up real quick. I would definitely put Trevante on. Let's see. People need to do some whoever does. I don't know how people are making these AI images of these people, of Aldous, of Damson, and do these other brothers too. I just want to see what they look like in the suit so I can kind of gauge a little bit more, because seeing all these images of Damson in it, seeing all these images of Aldous in the suit, that shit's pretty dope. I think he gives T'Challa. He looks like him. I think he looks like the comic, like a lot of the images we see in the comic version of T'Challa. I like it. I think that he's got the build as well. We've seen him do action-packed things in films. Yeah, I think he'd be good. And then, of course, the other one is Yolan Noel. Yolan Noel is another one that I would choose. Yeah, I think Trevante looks. Yeah, he'd do a good job. It's looks-wise. Now, acting, get in there and do what you got to do, but looks-wise, yeah. Yolan Noel is down here. Let me go back to it. I went to this damn. How do we go back? Oh. Yolan Noel being here, I think he fits too. He's another pick that I would give as T'Challa. Honestly, some of the names on here I wouldn't. I know a lot of people have gone. I don't see Boyega. Boyega is never one that I would choose. I never saw Boyega as T'Challa. There were people that were like, "Oh, give it to Boyega. Boyega would be great." No. I don't see Boyega as T'Challa. I think Boyega is a great actor. I do. Obviously, he was robbed in Star Wars as Finn. But if you've seen some of the other films that Boyega is in, Boyega's a good actor. I just never really saw him as T'Challa. Stephen James, never saw him as T'Challa either. I could see him more as when he was in the running for Jon Stewart up against Aaron Pierre over T'Challa. I don't see him as T'Challa, though. Let me see. Who is my other? I give you 4 right there, right? So my 5th is the brother, since people were throwing out up-and-coming names. I said the brother that played Mufasa's voice, or not Mufasa's voice, it's Aaron Pierre, that played Taka's voice. Kelvin Harrison Jr. The brother really didn't get any type of recognition on, and I don't think he's too light. He ain't Aaron Pierre light or anything like that. I don't think he's too light. He is more of the yellow, but he's not too light. But if we're talking about up and coming actors, we're talking about people to give a chance, people that, you know, you'd be able to get in, get a contract signed, have them do multiple shit. I choose him. It's a name that I would throw out there for him. He doesn't have a lot of pictures on Google, because he is really up and coming, isn't he? Yeah, he played Martin. Yeah, I don't think he'd be bad. I thought he. That's why I said too. He is a little light, but I don't think he's too light. I don't think he's too light. How's he look in the Martin shit? Thor, shut up! How does he look in the Martin shit? Let me see. Is that not out? Oh, now it's out. I don't think it's that bad. I don't think he's that bad. And I liked his personality and everything too. Outside of his acting, his personality in general, I think he'd be all right. He's darker than Aaron's yellow ass. Yeah. So yeah, I threw a name that, you know, that I hadn't seen out there. So I think that he might, not saying that he's ever getting that it tossed his way. I don't know what stars aligning, but yeah. Who can do a good African accent is what Will T said. They'd all have to take dialect lessons, all of them, unless you got someone. Now, who was the person that someone was telling me earlier? Yeah, Michael Jai White's too old, I think. Who is the person that was telling me that you guys were telling me earlier? Somebody Bob Sample. Who is it? Him. What's his name? Martin Bob. He's a little young. It's those Prince vibes. Does he have an Instagram? What does he look like presently? Well, that's a pinned post. What's a post that was just posted? Oh. Let's see. The facial hair obviously makes him look older. He looks older in these pictures here than he did those ones we just looked at. But he's back young here. But still a little older. He's very... Skin tone, yes, worked. I've seen his acting. He would be an up-and-coming, obviously, younger actor that you could put on a contract, use, wouldn't have a problem being used, wouldn't have a problem getting out there and doing whatever. When was this taken? This was 39 weeks ago. That's a giddy image. Any like red. So anyway, yeah, it could work. It could work, but like I said, he is kind of young. He is kind of young. When is this taken? 25 weeks ago. Is he too young? What do y'all think? Critical mass that he gives to child aged up. He is young. Chi-Town said, let me see. You know, y'all know I'm terrible with names, so I'm not about to butcher shit. Is it Eamon Joseph? I don't get T'Challa from him. I get some outsider. I don't get T'Challa. Let's see. Is there another name? Amari Hardwick. Now I know who Amari Hardwick is. This is yeah, no, this brother too. No, he's too light. He's too light too. He's too light too. Ain't this Ghost? I said too young. No. Yeah, Cornelius, we're not looking at models. We were looking at people that could possibly play T'Challa. Not models. Let's see. Dre said if they ever introduce hold on, let me go back. They're supposed to be introducing actually, you know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't. It doesn't because it's all retarded without T'Challa being there. He looks younger than even Damson. Yeah, I was gonna say he does look young. That's what I say. He looks younger than Damson. He still gives prints. Stamina said hard pass on Amari. Darius said, I'm thinking T'Challa is mid-30s. Yeah. I'm telling you, Aldous, I mean, it's so funny how this shit has been everywhere. This has been everywhere. You can't get away from post about, hey, that's my thumbnail. So if you type that in, you're getting my video. Well, that is some cool shit. Good. Go type that shit in. But yeah, no, you can't get away from it. You can't get away from it. It is everywhere. The AI images of him as T'Challa are everywhere. Is this on? Yeah, this is taking me to Facebook. That's what I'm talking about. I've seen people redoing Idris Elba's post on different sites saying, hear me out, with the exact same pictures in the exact same format that he posted, the original post that O'Shea Jackson retweeted and said, oh, I could definitely see Aldous as T'Challa, which is super, super dope. You got these celebrities. I'm telling you, bro, I love it. You can't get away from it. The posts are everywhere. They're on Instagram, they're on Facebook, and it's all with these different AI images of Aldous. They're everywhere. People talking about, yeah, recast or blah, blah, blah. Now, again, there is a disconnect. I want to make that clear. If you didn't hear us talk about this on the big Black Panther stream we did, there in the spaces that we're in, it seems like, yeah, recast is really, really, really expanding and really reaching a lot of ears and things like that. But in reality, I'll give you an example here. If I go to this post, I had sent this to myself here. I had pulled this up during our stream. Now, they posted this. Again, I told you the post is everywhere. They posted, let me go back real quick. They posted this a week ago, and it says Black Panther 3 will reportedly have a new actor in a role of T'Challa previously led by the late Chadwick Boseman. But in their caption, they put, this would be such a bittersweet decision. Cousins, are you all open to this? Who would you want to play the role of T'Challa? The comments, though, are not the spaces we're in. Again, when we saw this on Twitter, if you look under that Twitter post, most of the people on those posts are like, yeah, recast. It's like everybody, like I said, forgot about the kid that they were advocating so hard for, forgot about the disrespect that it would do to Chadwick Boseman. I haven't seen anybody bring up Letitia Wright still. All right, this rumor came out from Jeff a little over a week ago, and even since then, I have still yet to see anybody make a single post about Shuri or what does this mean for Shuri or what is this? I've seen people bring up the T'Challa, but no one has brought up any. It's like all the arguments they stood on for 4 years just have gone away. It's like, oh yeah, now we can fathom the idea of someone being recasted as T'Challa. A celebrity has said it, but even more than that, Eric Voss over at New Rockstars said what we have been saying for 4 years, and I love the fact that it's reaching the ears. That's fine. What we've been saying for 4 years, he said in 11 minutes, and all of a sudden everybody was like, oh, well, that does make sense. It does make sense to recast T'Challa. I mean, we should have a T'Challa. Why don't we have a T'Challa? So I love the fact that everybody's getting it. It's just on everyone's mind still. But again, there is a disconnect, because if you look at these comments here, someone said, the first comment, unless it's his son, we don't want it. He went on to, someone else said, maybe his son would take over his father's legacy. I'm telling you, there's a disconnect. These are casuals. These are regular people. No, someone said no one can replace Chadwick. Someone said this is a good idea. They should have done it sooner in BP2, to be honest. Now there's one. Someone said Chad. There's another. Someone said Chad finally gets his wishes. Here's somebody that says, yes, respectfully, they've opened so many timelines in the MCU, and more than likely will be a variant RIP to T'Challa. Now, I don't want it to be a variant at all. Someone said, is it his son? Or someone said it's his son. Someone said they did kind of set that up at the end of the second movie. Oh, Lord. Someone said it's his son, so yes, RIP to Chadwick. Someone said, did you not watch the second one? Someone said, yes, T'Challa must live on. Someone said his son will be the new Black Panther, and they go on and on from there. Now, they did put this Instagram page put out another post, and I told you can't get away from this shit. They put out this post yesterday. Actor Aldis Hodges goes viral as fans call for Marvel to cast him as the next Black Panther. Tori goes on to say, cousins, would y'all be here for Aldis Hodges being the recast choice for T'Challa? Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. To where some people on this are yes. Someone said I can see this happening. Someone said yes, please. Someone said we want Franklin Saint, obviously talking about Damson. Someone said, not gonna lie, I can actually see this happening. Someone said, I can see it. Now, you see the difference in these comments opposed to when you show Chadwick's face. I think a lot of people just needed to see someone else in the suit. They needed, because everyone, again, I use this all the time, people were against Heath Ledger as the Joker. Everybody said, the guy from Brokeback Mountain, he's going to be the clown prince of crime? He's going to be the Joker? To when he was the Joker, we're still talking about it today. Because you needed to see Heath take on that role. You needed to see him become the clown prince of crime. So I think the disconnect is simply because people are simply stuck. And this is Marvel's fault. People are simply stuck with seeing Chadwick as T'Challa because that's the last person you saw in the suit. And the last time you saw him in the suit, you felt so connected to him. And then his death made you feel even more connected to him. Why is this Marvel's fault? Because Marvel got up on a stage in 2020 and said, because Chadwick Boseman's iteration outperforms any iteration, I don't know how it outdoes any iteration when his iteration is the only iteration. But because his iteration outdoes any iteration, it's for that reason we will not be recasting the character. That's on Marvel, because for 4 years, Marvel has kept casuals and everybody else only seeing one individual in the role, and that's Chadwick Boseman. So when Chadwick was buried in 2020, Marvel decided, let's bury that character with him. Thus, no one else will ever see anyone else in that suit. But now, because of the magic of AI, people are sharing AI images of Aldis. People are sharing AI images of Damson. And now people are fathoming the idea, hold up, that brother don't look too bad in the suit. Hold up. People are even sharing old scenes of his acting, talking about, I could see it. So maybe we should have 4 years ago just AI'd some motherfucking images and we could have stopped these conversations altogether and got everybody 4 years ago on board with recasting T'Challa. Because if all it took was Eric Voss's 11 minutes, O'Shea Jackson retweeting what he said, what's his name? Jeff Snyder giving a hot rumor, and these AI images, brother, we should have been on this train 4 years ago. But yeah, no, I think that's what it is. I think people just needed to see someone else in the suit, and I think obviously, as you can see, the comments are vastly different from the post that the same account posted a week ago with the same followers. Now everybody's saying, I can see it. Great choice. Someone said, I'll allow it. This person said, I'm good with it. They can recast the role and still honor Chadwick Boseman. Oh gosh, I don't know. It's amazing. It's amazing. I love it. I'm not mad. Again, if you would have asked me a week ago, I was in a different place. I'm still in that same kind of place, but I'm not mad. Like I wasn't mad then. It's just like, oh wow, revelation. So yeah, I mean, seeing someone else in the suit, I think that's what needed to be done. I still would like, if whoever's doing these AI images, please do one of some of these other brothers that have been fan casted so we can see what they would look like in the suit as well. But yeah. SJ said, Nate is gone. Coogler is the problem. So that's what I need to know for sure, because I don't think we know this for sure. Is Nate gone after BP3 or before BP3? Because he's still listed as a producer on BP3. And from what I've heard, because I asked my source what's going on with, as soon as that Nate stuff happened, I asked what was going on with Nate in regards to Black Panther, where I was told that he's leaving, but he is still going to be producer on Black Panther. He is still going to be present, for Black Panther 3. He is still going to be giving ideas for Black Panther 3. From what I understood from that same source, was he was the one that wanted to introduce Storm into the MCU. So what I understand from Marvel is that they are going to, from my source again, that they're going to give, Marvel's going to give him his wish on that and let him introduce Storm. Now, if that is true, this all could be some bullshit. We don't know. I always say, until it comes from Marvel Studios, don't believe bullshit for shit. But if we are to just kind of run with this and he does introduce Storm, I hate being the one to really rain on those T'Challa recast parades, because I want him recast just as much as the next person. But I am a very, as I've said before, I am a very pragmatic person. I am not I've not been shown anything in the here, the now, and the natural, or anything like that, to where they have indicated that they want to recast T'Challa. I don't give a fuck what Jeff Snyder put out a week ago. Marvel Studios didn't put that out. And anyway, we have two conflicting reports, as I said on the podcast, or the stream we were on with all the creators. You have My Time to Shine Hello saying that it's just going to be the child that's going to be aged up. And as I've said before, I think My Time is on some bullshit. I don't think that she always knows what she's talking about. And I think her sources on Black Panther aren't as good as what people think they are. But let's just go ahead and say that she might know what she's talking about with this child being aged up. And let's say Jeff might know what he's talking about him being recast. Let's say they both have heard from their sources, both sources from Marvel, that is happening. She heard the child, he heard T'Challa. How do we know that either one of them one's wrong and one's right? How do we know that they're both not either both wrong or both right? I'm going on the opinion of thinking they're both right. And the reason I think that they're both right, I think that yes, because the Russos, and I said this way back when the Russos got announced to be coming back, because of the Russos, you are getting T'Challa. I even said because of the multiverse saga, Secret Wars, him being such an important player in that fucking story, you're getting T'Challa. But I also said at the end of Avengers Doomsday, Kang Dynasty, or whatever the fuck it was at the time, at the end of Secret Wars, he is going back. What did Cap tell him in that run? Go back to, he's going back. He's not staying. He in the soft reboot. I don't think so. I know Jeff said ahead of BP3. I don't think that is right. And the reason I don't think that is right is simply because I know everybody's hitting me with, oh, it's a money move. Darius, they're going to make money. They want to make money. If they want to make money, they're going to bring T'Challa back. Again, we have seen outside of our recast community that has grown, has gotten louder since 2020. But there are still people outside, as I just showed you in the post prior to this one, that still want T'Challa, that still are saying, well, they already set up T'Challa at the end. They are just going to... So there are people that are still saying that. So if there are people, regular casual fans, that I feel like Marvel is more pandering to than us hardcore fans, if those are the people that they are looking at, and they stood 10 toes down on telling the story of killing Chadwick Boseman's version of T'Challa and introducing this bastard child to come in his place and be the new T'Challa moving forward, as I've said many times before, and I would love to be wrong, only time will tell, I do not see Coogler, and especially if Nate Moore, being producer, is attached to this shit, the same producer that set up in that press conference and said, there are going to be people that like what we do, and there are going to be people that don't like what we do. We're going to tell the movie that we feel that we can tell, and if you don't like it, I'm sorry. That's just the film that we felt that we could tell. So if that's the same person is going to be attached to that, attached with the same director who in 2020 also said, we as the cast and crew couldn't imagine and cannot see anybody coming into this place and being that guy. Those two people being attached to that with the same cast and Lupita, who is playing the baby's mama, the mother of this bastard, who, if she's going to be the mother of the child, I'm sure would have some prominent role. Since you killed the queen mother, you got to have somebody step into that role. I'm just saying, I don't know what they're going to write over there. But if you got that same actress who just in October was on stage crying at the sight of a picture of Chadwick Boseman, what makes you think they're going to recast T'Challa? What makes you think that they're not just going to continue on with the story that they started and stood 10 toes down on? We told a story in 2022. Everybody did not like it. We stood down on that story. We continue to tell you that more is going to come from that story. We are not recasting T'Challa properly in the MCU. I just don't see it. I don't. I hate to be that one to come in and be like, oh, you're not getting him. But I've been saying this. This is not new. This ain't new. If you've been here, this has been my position. I am pro recast. I am put the king back on his throne. I am all of that. But I am also very pragmatic. I am also very realistic. And in the here, and in the now, and in the Marvel, they have not indicated, shown, budge. Brothers, sisters, walk with me hand in hand on this. The brother's not even in animated form. They don't even care to put him in animation. Darius, oh, but the tides are shifting. You've got celebrities talking about it. You've got white content creators that are making videos about it. Now everybody can fathom the idea. Everyone can fathom the idea of a variant. If you go and you look at the conversation outside of those posts that are on Twitter, even within our spaces, they are talking a variant. Only the people that have been here, that have been hardcore recasts, have been saying, no, it needs to be T'Challa, regular, real son of T'Challa, blah, 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 blah. I'm telling you, the Russos are going to give you T'Challa because they understand the character, because they're trying to tell a story, because this is Secret Wars. This is the same Secret Wars. This is Hickman's Secret Wars, but they've been saying since Jim Shooter's, the original Secret Wars, they've wanted to adapt this story. They wanted to tell this story. I don't know what Marcus and McFeely called them after they called them and said, hey, we're doing Marvel, and Marcus and McFeely told them, fuck off, I'm not interested. And then an hour later called back and said, hey, we got a story. I don't know what story they've got. But I damn guarantee you, because they were the ones that introduced this character, and this is not up for debate, did the character better than what Coogler did for the character. I damn guarantee you, and understanding again that this character is truly important to telling the story of Secret Wars, and they want to tell this story properly, somewhat properly. That is the only hardcore like faith I can put into seeing T'Challa, and it's gonna be him. He's gonna be there. It's gonna be the Russos are gonna give you. You'll be able to in the theater stand up, scream, clap, be excited, whatever, what have you. Enjoy that hour, 2 hours, 3 hours on the screen while he's there. Whatever screen time he has, enjoy it, my friends. Because as soon as Secret Wars and those credits roll, He's rolling back to whatever motherfucking universe he came from. And then we're going to roll right into the new rebooted universe with that T'Challa bastard. And they're going to tell the story they started in 2022. We don't know with the reboot how time is going to work. We don't know what's going to happen, if the kid's going to be aged up, or how long it's going to be since the last time we stepped foot in Wakanda. But I guarantee you, everybody in the royal family is dead. His daddy's dead. His grandfather's dead. His grandmother's dead. His mother is supposed to be a villain anyway, but hey, in the MCU, she's a baby mama. So now we're playing on those tropes, and so all the tropes, all the themes, all the this and this and that are going to continue in Black Panther 3. You've got two of the same people that stood so hard on on the narrative of Black Panther 2 returning for Black Panther 3. Now, unless Chad and Nate have had some revelation, and I don't see that. I just don't. I don't see Ryan coming into Black Panther 3 and saying, you know what, guys, we can recast T'Challa. Yeah, everybody's feeling it. We can have him back here and that. I don't see it. And if I'm wrong, thank you, God, because I don't see this franchise having life without him. But I'm telling you, we can give all the fan recasts we want. We can give all the AI images we want. This is my position until Marvel comes out and tells me in some type of anything, the way that they paraded themselves in 2020 and told us it's because of that reason, you won't get T'Challa in the MCU. When they give me that same energy in a production to recasting him, then I'll say, oh shit, I was wrong. Marvel is recasting T'Challa. This shit is real. That's not a drill. As of right now, this is a what if situation, a what if scenario. What if they recast him? What if Jeff is right? What if my time is right? What if? The only thing that is real is what Marvel said in 2020 right now. That's the only thing that is real. Now, I'm sorry. Came in and I was the bearer of bad news. I'm sorry. But that's I am so realistic when it comes to T'Challa and what they're doing and do they care and all of that. I just don't see it. Like I said, I could be wrong. I would love to be wrong, but we'll see. Let's see. I know y'all didn't like that. Let's see what y'all said. And I'm about to wrap it here, because I do have to go and take care of something and then get back for the Pantheon stream. But I'm going to wrap this, see what you guys are saying. Kugler is the problem. Yes, SJ. Cornelius said, nope, only doing Aldous. Let's see. Chi-Town said, basically, let me scroll down to when I start talking about that, because I know y'all didn't like that shit. Cornelius said, speak life. Y'all getting on my nerves. You know what, Cornelius, I've been speaking life. I've been speaking life for 4 years. I've done nothing but speak life into this hashtag for 4 years. And again, but as a pragmatic person that I am, I'm going to be realistic. And some of us live in a world and or have the personalities where you guys can, and I again, as a follower of Christ and all those kind of things, yes, speaking life, I can do that. But in the here, the now, the practicality of this, I don't know where that really comes into play. This is the decision of only time will tell. Someone, SJ said, I just don't see how, if everyone loves the recast of T'Challa into Avengers movies, you go back to Child unless the recast of T'Challa plays grown-up TJ as well. I'm telling you, their out is the multiverse. That's their out. Because I can give you a variant T'Challa and then throw him out because it's whimsical. This is the same way I gave you Black Bolt, the same way I gave you Captain Carter, the same way I gave you your first iteration of Reed Richards in the MCU and instantly took them away because it's the multiverse. We can do that. It's the multiverse. If I want to bring in 6 T'Challas, I can do that and take each and every one of them out individually 6 times. I can do it. It's the multiverse. But you still got your real T'Challa and your T'Child at home. I don't. I'm telling you, it's a recipe for disaster if they do that. If they do that, they have killed this friend. They've already really buried it, but they are throwing the last piles of dirt on it if they do that. And I'm telling you, I'm hoping they don't. That's just where I'm seeing it. Will T said, "Aging up Toussaint is in a connected universe is very very problematic." Yep. Let's see. Is it? I think you guys know. Again, terrible with names if I'm saying this right. Nitty Q said, "I would like to see T'Challa Senior and Shuri work together as Black Panther until the ultimate decision toward the end of the movie." Yeah, it's how it happened in the comics. They were working together. He was just in a coma, but Marvel said, "A coma? Let's kill him." Gray said there wouldn't be a world for a new T'Challa to go back to, right? Yeah, you're right on that too. There wouldn't be a world unless they don't send him back, they just kill him. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if they killed him 4 times on screen in the MCU? I don't know, guys. I don't know. Cause see, when I think of it that way, like I think, shit. When you think of it that way, it's really like, fuck. There's no way they would kill him 4 times in the MCU on screen. I don't know. Again, it's all talk right now. We have to wait. SJ said, "Yeah, but Darius, Marvel can manipulate casuals. They can flip all those to pro recast with the right spin. So I don't think they are pandering to casuals per se. Maybe not. Maybe not. Again, when I'm just in, and that was just one post there were several Instagram posts of people asking initially when Jeff put out the initial report. There were people asking, would you want him recast? And there were so many posters saying, yeah, if it's the kid. Oh, well, they already did that. Did you not watch the second movie? Like, all that bullshit. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I'm like, are they? Because when you've got so many people saying, well, what about the post-credit scene? And what about the kid? And what about that? It's like, oh, well, see, they still remember that bullshit. Now, what would be nice is if Namor, or I don't know, flooded Wakanda and like killed the kid, or not just the kid. I'm not just saying just the kid, like killed Wakanda, killed them all, to where you only have, if you just, now they're not going to kill the kid. The kid is staying regardless of whatever decision they make. Even if they bring in another variant T'Challa to be daddy to him, that kid is staying. The kid is going nowhere. So one of the theories that was put out there was maybe Wakanda in 616 gets destroyed. So you take the key characters, Okoye, M'Baku, Nakia, the kid, and that's it, and Shuri, and you put them effectively and make them the variants in a new Wakanda. But as I'm talking about that now, don't you not have a Shuri, Okoye, M'Baku in that universe? This is why and it's really not that convoluted. It's really not. It doesn't have to be. It's not. Yeah. So I don't know, Gray. That's a good question. D Sizzle said, whatever decision Marvel makes, casuals will accept it. They've been this way since phase 1. They might. I know. I would like to think that, man. I would. I've been in so many different comment sections in the last week since that announcement, from Jeff, and it's Darius said, I think time changes things, but I understand the skepticism you have. Yeah, time heals all. Heels just hurt to walk in, but we'll see. We will see. SJ said, look, as much as it sucks for Anthony Mackie, I think Cap tanking only helps recast T'Challa. Let's go back to the black hero who works. I'm scrolling down. Sorry, there's a lot of them. I'm gonna start here with the Grand Regent Thrag. Well, actually, I'll start with Cornelius. Oh, he's not talking to me. Okay. Grand Regent Thrag said they need to just hand wave the child, never speak of him again. Yeah, that would be nice. I'm telling you, that's the one option that I can assuredly say they're not gonna do. They might give another T'Challa or whatever, have him be the stepdaddy, but that kid is here. He's going nowhere. The Lawrence Report said, good question. Talking to Gray, Point of Beauty said, I have no problem with the kid, but I really would like T'Challa back. Yeah, I really would like T'Challa back too. Stamina said the Wakanda we've seen should become a casualty of an incursion. Wipeout. Yeah. Yeah. So are we killing everyone there, though? Is that what you're saying? Like everyone, even Suri, Letitia Wright, and everyone, and recast? Because I've said that. I've already said I don't have a problem recasting the entire cast. Even though I'd hate to get rid of some, I really would. Cornelius said, man, like I said, Toussaint is really Jericho Drum's son. Hint they were in Haiti, and now they run with Nakia. He'll turn into Malice. Toussaint ain't T'Challa's son. Yeah, that'd be great. But we're talking about the same studio that said, oh, we didn't even think about using the blip for Black Panther 2. They're not thinking about Brother Voodoo at all. A nigga? Another one? No. And he's powerful. He was once a sorcerer supreme. Let's give him a powerless Sam. Let's give him that. No, they're not doing that. Stamina said, so Nakia is Billie Jean. Cool. Raymond said, so I think we need to accept that and just be glad that T'Challa Sr. is getting a recast. We can want it brought into certain ways, but I don't care how you do it. Just bring him back. Yeah. Point of Beauty said, if Nakia knows T'Challa's not dead, that's why she didn't show up to the funeral. I mean, yeah, he doesn't have to be dead at all. There's anything they could do. Raptor Cloak said, yeah, kill them off and recast them if it means we get a new T'Challa. The T'Challa we need. Trey said, let Wyclef raise little Toussaint in Haiti. Raymond said, I don't agree with a full wipeout of the current cast once again because the audience is already too attached and we only got one film. Yeah, I get that too. Diesel said, no fan is saying grown Morgan Stark, right, can replace Tony Stark. Fake blurs bugging. Yeah. Are these fake blurs bugging? Yeah, no, I completely agree. You wouldn't do it. I mean, do we really have to give off the list of examples? You wouldn't do it with Robin if it was Batman. You wouldn't do. No one mistakes Kal-El's son as Kal-El. On and on and on and on. I mean, no one's looking at Kid Flash as the Flash. I mean, come on. I mean, we can give the examples over and over and over, but people, they know the difference. It's just choosing to, if you really want to see the difference. Stamina said, keep whomever, nix whoever. I'm not precious at this point. My enthusiasm for that region/franchise is on life support. It's why I softened on the variant aspect of recast as well. Yeah. Omega said, Planet Fanatics, there's one way I think they executed. Recast T'Challa for a universe where he's the only sole survivor of Wakanda. In Secret Wars, they merged the MCU. That could work. Merge those two worlds together. Yeah. Gray said, I do. It's not like it's a lot of principal character left. And Dre said, considering that Shuri took a synthetic heart-shaped herb, how long will she have the powers without side effects? Black Panther variant may bring with him more herbs. Yeah, that's true too. I like what Omega said. Have T'Challa be in a universe where he is the sole survivor. That way you kind of just do away with, oh, well, we've already gotten M'Baku. We've already got it. No, he's the sole survivor. Yeah, it could work. There's a lot of things that could work. Yeah, so that is a good one. I do like that one. I think that's one of my tops right now. Good one, Omega. I think that's one of my tops right now. There's a lot they could do though. But like I said, I would keep going on the stream, but we do answer more questions. But I've got to take care of this if I'm going to make it back in time to do the Pantheon stream. So I have got to get going on that. So if you weren't here at the beginning, let me go ahead and say that really quick. Streams from now on are going to be about 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. 3 p.m. Central Standard Time will go to normally about 5 Central Standard Time. And then once we are done with that, then that'll be the stream for the day. Unless it's Thursday, then on Thursdays, again, I do my Pantheon stream. So appreciate every single one of you guys being here. Look forward to so many different things changing as far as the channel is concerned, as far as like I said, putting the emphasis on the channel, putting so much more into it. If you weren't here at the beginning, I will say it again. I am working for myself now to where I have so much more time to put into YouTube to make this the main thing that I'm doing. So expect edited videos, expect the live streams Monday through Friday daily, expect if there's something going on the weekend for me to pop in and do streams, expect, the game streams, expect, I need to start setting up mods and things, people that have been here that I would like to be a mod for streams and things like that. So expect a lot of these things, big things coming for the channel in 2025. I'm trying to really put a lot into YouTube. Like I said, we've got a lot coming from Marvel, a lot coming from DC. We've got some stuff coming outside of both of those franchises as far as TV, streaming, and movies are concerned. So there's a lot going on in 2025 that I want to make sure I'm here for and just continue to grow this community. So I appreciate every single one of you being here. Thank you so much. Thank you, Pookie. I appreciate you showing up. You can definitely watch that in the rewind. But definitely thank you to every single one of you showing up. Again, come back at 8:30 Central Standard Time, and we will be streaming more, going into some more topics, getting some more opinions on different things and things like that. So appreciate you guys. And as I always say, like, subscribe, share with your friends. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.